Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all you in the channel today. I hope I'm finding everybody healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm still not seeing my friend Dale up yet. I think he was a little under the weather, so he just might not be here today. And if he isn't, well, then we'll do the best we can with it. How is everybody today? I see Robert's Coin Adventures, Fair 45, Evil Arch Conservative. There's 3. See, we get a couple more in here before we kick started. Got my cup of Rosie Lee to get me started for the day. As you know, we're doing history through World Numismatics, 1835 through 1839 today. And should really hit on some very interesting bits of information. Miss Southern Belle's in the house. Wonderful. Maybe she can give us some Southern recipes from 1835 through 39. I'd like to see that. Put you down on my list here, Miss Southern Belle. And the Bud Files is in. Wonderful. And David Carlisle's in today. That's nice to see too. Well, I don't know what's happening here in Alberta, but I felt like putting on a pair of shorts and a tank top. It was so beautiful out there today. We got VT Redneck 83, a newbie. Welcome. So how's everybody so far this week? You having a good week? I know I am. It's all kinds of things coming up here. And if anybody has any coins from that this time frame, I've left the link in the chat. By all means, come on board here and share them with us. And yeah, you'll see it's still hiding there. That the link for the StreamYard's still there. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. We're getting into those years where a lot of things are happening. It's still pre-Civil War, but at the same rate, we're getting into the Industrial Revolution. A lot of different things happening. There he is. Dale, your link is up at the top of the chat there. It's still there. Just pop on in if you'll do that for me, sir. I knew he'd shake it off. He'd be here. You know what? Getting history from your hometown even makes it more interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dale's battle chat on Thursday. Unfortunately, I won't be here for the Saturday version because I'm on a retreat, and for me that's a little different. But you know what? The government of Canada is paying to send me on this thing for an overnight stay, sit through some sessions to help out veterans, and anytime they got free grub, I'll be there. I just hope it's as good as home cooking. I don't know. So, what are you doing? What's going on with you folks? We'll kick off the start here and get some feedback how your couple days have been here since we last chatted. Should check too. Can everybody hear me okay? Make sure that get full volume on here. Always playing with these settings. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. That'll be better. How's that, folks? Is that a little bit better for you? You can hear me a little. What looks like a blob of solder? EAC says, anyone see this? Looks like solder to me. Solder? I'm going to have to take a quick look. Oh, on a Jefferson nickel. Yeah, that looks very much like post mint damage. It does look like solder that's on there. There's I can't see them going through the process of making a coin and having that sort of damage done to it. Yeah, I started off today looking at something a little bit different. Looking at the 1 rupee coin, which looks interesting, especially since it's got George IV on there. And unusual, it says instead of having in Latin, it says king, which is different. It's actually a nice looking coin. Very interesting. Oh, Coin World UK. Dale's working his way home. That's okay. He'll get there. Yeah, I was out and about this morning myself. So I guess we'll start off like again. The top 3 will get a coin pulled out of the bucket list bucket here. And again, like I say, if the more interesting the article, the better. Whatever's going on during the particular year. Again, we'll start off with 1835 and we'll gradually work through it. That's per normal. And I see that we've already got a few things happening here. Why am I not showing that on there? Oh, I'm not. Why am I not? Okay, that's different. Hold on. I'm going to disappear for a second. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on with this. There we go. There we go. Now, if everybody can hear me all right, I wasn't getting the chat in my StreamYard here. Yeah, what for the newbies? Yeah, I'll let you know when we change years. We're going to start off with 1835. Yeah, I think we might be able to see Queen Victoria pretty soon here. And Lady Bravin, are you going to play with us here? Are you going to join in, or are you just going to be a spectator today? Because you're more than welcome to join us. I make a little extra room here for you, and there we go. Put Lady Bravin down. It's always nice to see. This is what I was looking for, folks. I knew Miss Southern Belle was going to get into the cooking. Recipes notebook, manuscript on paper, watermark, Britannia, countermark, 1805 with an accounting note, and the MS dated 1835. Well, that's interesting. And I could start off with in Canada, in 1835, the governor's speech prologuing the Assembly's last session is expunged from the journals. The revolutionary speech reduces the country party in the House to less than 2/3 of the members. The governor will not sign a variant for seasonal expenses until past payments are ratified. There's a word I don't even know. Prologues the House. And the official opening of the Kingston Penitentiary took place on June 1st, 1835. And I've been in that penitentiary during the Kingston riots many, many years ago. It's a place you wouldn't want to be in. The HMS Beagle anchors off the Conus Archipelago, her second voyage with Charles Darwin on board as naturalist and meal partner, I guess, as we put it the other day. The United States public debt contracts to zero for the only time in history. Oh, that's interesting. Well, they're in the trillions now, so I guess that's one of the things we can look at now is that they're never going to see that zero again. Yeah, it's nice, Lady Bravin, having the sunshine. It really helps out. I actually walked my dog. Oh, he sent me an email. Awesome. I'll look for it. And Dale will be on as soon as he gets home. I knew that. Evil Arch Conservative. Contribution August 1835. H. Fox Talbot exposes the world's first known photographic negatives at Lacock Abbey in Wiltshire, England. And there's an and in there. And she doesn't have anything there. Okay. Queen Maria II of Portugal marries Auguste de Belhardet, second Duke of Lechtenberg in Lisbon. I'm probably butchering his name. He dies only 2 months later. Whew. Okay. Wonder if they signed a prenup. I don't know. St. Paul's in Macau largely destroyed by fire after a typhoon hits. Okay, that's not very cool, having a fire after a typhoon. Might as well finish it off. September 12th, a Prussian patent is granted to Wilhelm Friedrich Liebknecht and Karl Moritz for a valved bass tuba. Bass or bass? Bass tuba? I wonder if that's the same one that I used when I was in high school. (1835), Concepcion, Chile, destroyed by earthquake, 5,000 die. Holy mackerel, Andy. You know, when you go back all these years, you start realizing the numbers of disasters and things that happen. It's scary stuff. January 30th, an assassination is attempted against United States President Andrew Jackson in the United States Capitol. The first assassination attempt against the President of the United States. Oh, so 1835, Andrew Jackson was the first president to have an attempted assassination. Very interesting. Samuel Colt invents the revolver. 1835, Congress authorizes a U.S. mint at New Orleans, Louisiana. Oh, New Orleans, Morgan dollars. Yeah. A little added more about that earthquake. Oh, so there's quite a few cities that were destroyed. Neighboring city of Takahano. Joseph Henry invents the electric relay. And Ferdinand becomes Emperor of Austria. 1830, Frederick Chopin's Grand Polonaise, Brilliant, premieres in Paris. Okay, we got that one already. And yeah, that sounds familiar too. Don Morris did it the year before. (1835), one of my least favorite people, King Leopold I of Belgium, opens Brussels Mechelin Railway. And Lord Melbourne succeeds Sir Robert Peel as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Lord Melbourne. Wonder if that's how they got Melbourne, Australia. Interesting. James Gordon Bennett Sr. publishes the first issues of the New York Herald. The price was 1 cent. 1 cent for a newspaper. Goes to show you how our buying power has gone for a loop. August 5th, 1835, the first sighting of the return of Halley's Comet by Father Dominique Dumschel, director of the Collegio Romano at the Vatican. Very interesting. Coining around. Welcome to the chat. So I knew I'd get around to you eventually here. May 5th, rail transport in Belgium. A railway is open between Brussels and Melchen. Well, we know about this one already because it was King Leopold that got it open. So we've done that one too. 13th of May, 1835, first foreign embassy in Hawaii is formed. That's an interesting thought. I'm going to keep an eye on this. What year did Hawaii end up becoming a state? Because now it's a foreign embassy in Hawaii. So the royal family is still in place. Keep that in mind. Hey, Darren, come on up if you'd like. (1835). At the age of 30, he discovered how to treat complex numbers as pairs of real numbers, or high. Who did, Miss Southern Belle? Did I miss that? I'm curious. Okay, 20th of May. Otto is named the first modern king of Greece. And Carrillo is sworn in as the head of the state of Costa Rica. Very interesting. August 25th, the first 6 articles on discoveries of living creatures on the moon, supposedly made by Herschel and a fictitious companion named Dr. Andrew Grant, is published in the New York Sun. Another one of those ones, much like the War of the Worlds, where is it real? Only the author knows. Oh, Darren took the day off. Good for you, brother. May 8th, Hans Christian Andersen's Fairy Tales Told for Children's first collection begins publication. How many here remember Danny Kaye's rendition of that? I'm Hans Christian Andersen. Andersen, that's me. May 11th, Matu High Priest Tara Tupau of the Polynesian islands of the Mangareva is baptized into the Roman Catholic Church. Oh, wow. Hope when they got confirmed, they got an easier name to say than that one. Yeah, the Great Moon Hoax. I could see that. (1835), July 8th, the Liberty Bell cracks again. 1835, the Liberty Bell cracks again. Now, I'm a Canadian, but I'm trying to remember. I'm getting the cobwebs moving here. In 1835, is that the year that they spiked the Liberty Bell and they took it out of the tower and they put the new bell in? Because I know the Liberty Bell is now out of the tower and it's sitting on display. I can't remember what is the name of the bell that's in the tower now. Is it Freedom Bell? Let us know in the chat. Oh, Euro coin hunt. How are you doing? The British bark Neva, transporting female convicts from Cork, Ireland to Australia, is wrecked in the Bass Strait with a loss of 224 people and only 15 survivors. Whoa. Okay. We'll cut off 1835 now, so allow me to catch up on the chat here, and then we'll switch over to 1836 after this. The Mexican state of, these names are unbelievable. Aguas Calientes is formed by decree of President Santa Anna. Santa Anna, the same Santa Anna that ended up at the Alamo. Okay, yeah, we got that one already. First sugarcane plantation started in Hawaii. P.T. Barnum and his circus begins their first tour of the United States. It's interesting that you brought that one up, because I just saw or caught part of a documentary on the movie that they did on The Greatest Showman, I think they called it. And they weren't showing all the true facts about what went on, but it's an interesting story about P.T. Barnum and the greatest show on earth, that's for sure. And Miss Southern Bell's way off on 1843. We'll get that another day. We're on 1835 right now. The Universal Catholic Apostolic Church is organized initially in the UK. Yeah, we got that one there, Ferrip. And Paris, the assassination of King Louis Philippe I of France is attempted by Giuseppe Marco Fieschi using a homemade volley gun. 10 are killed, but the king escapes with a minor wound. Now, I'm familiar with volley guns, and they're temperamental creatures. And if that had 10 rounds on it, it meant they actually looked like fingers, like this. And it would actually discharge. You can discharge them if I remember correctly, you can discharge them separately or all at once. And when they all at once, they spread out, just like my fingers spread out. If it's homemade, no wonder it didn't work. Probably wasn't very skilled in making it. Yeah, we got that one already too, Lady Brahmin. H. Fox Talbot exposes the world's first known photograph negatives. Yeah, we done that too. (1835), the last Potawatomi Indians leave Chicago. Where did they go? Had to be a reserve somewhere. Were they some of the Aboriginals that ended up going down to Florida, or did they go out west? Midwest? Okay. Melbourne, Australia was founded in 1835. Cool. Oh, yeah. Okay, we talked about the Great Moon hoax just a few minutes ago. August 28th, St. Vincent's Ecclesiastical Seminary, a predecessor of Castleknock College, is founded by the Vincentian community in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, this is all most of this stuff I've never heard of, which is just blowing my mind how much stuff we've missed. 17th September 1835, Charles Darwin lands on Chatham in the Galapagos Archipelago. Yeah, just give me a second here, Darren. I'll grab my other little my telephone, and I'll get the link for you so I don't have to knock everything down. Everybody take a tea break or coffee break, whatever it is you're doing. Okay. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that's a good idea, Robert. Coffee's good. Okay. Now let's take a look and see about 18. Oh, no, let's very quickly see what else we got left here. How much we got? I'm going to run down to the end. We get any new people in the chat here? Paula Abrams. Oh, James, you made it. There's my man there. We got. Oh, look at he's here.
Hey.
Welcome back there.
How are you? You can hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine. How are you feeling, bud?
How am I feeling? I'm okay. I had an appointment. I had to go to physio quickly and see psycho. I call them psycho pain clinic.
Oh, I go to one of those. Well, you only missed 1 year. We're only starting the 1836, but we're on a kind of a coffee tea break, and I believe Darren's going to be popping up here too.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Which is going to be nice. Some really interesting information popped up, man. Really interesting stuff. Things that really surprised me.
Anything? I mean, I can't see chat because I haven't got my computer on. So,
Well, example, the Republic of Canada was a government proclaimed by William Lyon Mackenzie on December 5th, 1837. We're not on 1837 yet. We're on 1836.
1836.
I got to train dime bag Darren to get in there right. Oh, I think he's popping up now. Here we go. Hey, brother. Wait a minute. What's wrong with this picture?
Right,
you look way too clean shaven for me.
Yeah, I did a thing.
Must be getting into the summer weather there.
I just thought I started to look a little. Well, actually, I tell you what it is. Honestly, I looked in the mirror, and underneath my eyes, it was getting quite dark. I had some very dark bags. I think a little low on iron, and the oldness of the eyes coupled with the beard, I just thought I need to take off a couple of years. Like right now, these bags have got to go. I got to get some sleep, and maybe the beard has to go. So I got to save 10 years there, just like that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
No, not at all. I'll do it again, probably November, like I did this year, right?
I'll keep mine until I'll trim it out, but then it's going to grow in full come August.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go beardless for the summertime, and then probably for November I'll start growing again, and by Christmas time I'll have another full beard.
Oh,
doesn't
wonderful.
take long.
So we've got a really good number of people in the house tonight. It's looking really good.
It's hot here today.
It's hot here.
It's hot.
It's like a flood outside. I'm ready to get my boat out.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Bit of a melt going down.
I'm like, especially since Edmonton's not famous for cleaning their roads, so
they're not paying us for cleaning the roads.
But we are on 1836,
right?
And there's a sweetheart of a coin right there.
Now, is that a capped bust?
It is.
What's a draped bust? Because there was some confusion the other night while I was looking at coins, and somebody said they had a draped bust. People said it was a capped bust. I had no idea.
It's an 1836 cap bust, $50. It's not expensive. It's like $70 or something. There's the reverse on there.
Anna, who's crazy, came on the other night, needed to liquidate a few things for some dollar reasons. And so it was kind of tough because it was kind of a pop-up auction among the people who were there. And, you want to give her good value, but a lot of people didn't really know what we were looking at. On top of it all, her little flip said draped bust, and it looked just like that. And in the end, Georgie bought it, which was great. I mean, that helped her out. But in the end, he doesn't really know what he bought because it said drape bust, and then everybody thinks it's a cap bust. He did a lot of looking into it afterwards. I think he knows what it is now. But at the time, we were all bidding. No, I wasn't bidding, but people were bidding on, like, we really didn't know what the heck we were bidding on. Well, but in the end, I think people got a hell of a deal, I think, in the end.
Yeah, keeping in mind, none of us are professionals at this. We're all amateur collectors, with the exception of the odd person that has got a lot more experience. Lemonhead. People like Jason from okay, I just had a brain fart. You know where Jason from Jacksonville, Florida. He's
Jason from Jacksonville.
That's
you know Bill from Billings?
Bill from Billings?
Yeah, he's a friend of Jason from Jacksonville.
Oh, you're being silly now.
I am. Having some fun.
So we're going to move on to 1836, as I said. Okay. And so, folks, you can start putting stuff in. If you guys want to read what's coming up, it'll help me a little bit if you like. And I will maintain tally, which that way I get an accurate idea of who's contributing the most.
Well, Dale, if you have the control, so if you pop up different ones, I'll read them as they arrive.
Well, I've only got 1837 and 1839 so far.
Okay, well, I've already shown the 1836. So we've seen a coin. If you haven't got any other ones, that's fine.
I did a video on this a few months ago, which is this one here, which is 18. We're on 1837, yeah.
36.
Oh, all right, okay. I'll do that in a minute then. Right, I've got my phone charging now. I'm literally on 6%.
Oh, it's good that you're charging. Good that you're charging.
I sent you a picture. How low my battery was. It's down to like 3%. So it's on 7 now. Oh, yeah, I was not very well last night. I was actually most of the night, seeing what I had for breakfast. So Ferrari 245. Nice to see you. EAC, James D. Of course, Mr. Dimebag Darren.
I can't even get my camera to point at what I want it to. It's all going wrong.
Okay, there we go.
April 21st, the Texas Revolution, Battle of San Jacinto. Mexican forces under General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna are defeated at San Jacinto, Texas. Defeated. I'm going to get this right eventually. I suppose I could have done this before.
The territory of Wisconsin was created in 1836.
Oh, I got your package in this thing, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Is that one that you sent over? How long did it take?
No, he's sending it here.
I'm going to send it to. I'll tell you
I'm
what.
just wondering how long it takes generally. Are you familiar with what kind of time these
It
junkers
usually takes about 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Bad. I think that's the same for going south as it is for going across the pond then, roughly.
It's just packed. That's what it is. The actual package is packed.
Mm-hmm.
So the package is probably about the same size as this.
October 13th, 1836, Theodor Flittner, a Lutheran minister, and Friederike, his wife, opened the Deaconess Home and Hospital in Kaiserwerth, Germany, as an institute to train women in nursing. Nice. In April 22, Texas Revolution. Forces under Texas General Sam Houston, who were heard of, capture Mexican General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, who still blows. May 4th, the Ancient Order of Hibernians, an Irish Catholic fraternal organization, is founded in New York City.
New York City.
New York City. The 9th of June, London Workingmen's Association is founded as a center for Chartism. I don't know what Chartism is.
Yeah, that would be interesting to find out what that is.
May 7th, the settlement of Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, is elevated to the royal status of villa by the government of Spain.
I never realized that you could
villa.
Be raised to a status of a villa.
I know you can be raised to the status of a villain, but you have to be bad. June 15th, Arkansas, or Arkansas, if you're Canadian, becomes the 25th state of the Union. You tell me how that doesn't say Arkansas. Go ahead, tell me. Explain that.
I'm not going to argue. I'm Canadian.
I see no sauce there at all. 21st of April, 1836, the Battle of San Jacinto, where we did talk about Texas winning independence from Mexico when Santa Anna was beat, I guess.
The patent office burns in Washington, D.C., says Ferrari P45, undated the first film since 1800 of the 4 pence coin. Oh. The first minting of the since 1800 of the 4 pence. They didn't last long, though. 28th December, Spain recognizes independence of Mexico.
June, Legal and General, formed as the new law life insurance company society. Oh, that's a insurance company. Right. May 15th, 1836, Francis Bailey observes Bailey's beads during an annual solar eclipse. Now, is that little meteorites out there in the sky that he saw? Bailey's
They
beads?
must be little tiny thingies in the sky.
Orbiting meteorites?
Looks
now we
like
have to
beads.
Google Bailey's beads. Because I saw that on a commercial and it wasn't what I thought it was.
Lois put you on the telly, Numismaniac. All three of us are on telly right now.
What, Zoe's doing that?
Yeah.
She really is bored. Yeah, we can see you.
You look deeply into the camera and say, "What can we do for you today?"
There it is. Okay, there's a little better explanation.
Oh. May 15th, Francis Bailey, during an eclipse of the sun, observes the phenomenon named after him as Bailey's beads. So when you look at the sun a certain way, it has those little dots that trail off to the right and left. I think that is Bailey's beads.
I would have said it was burnt retina.
Burnt retina beads?
What are you doing staring at the bloody sun anyway?
It says little orange dots it gets in your eyes, doesn't it? After you look at a light too long.
I'm going to look it up.
Fort Parker Massacre. Among those captured by Native Americans is 9-year-old Cynthia Ann Parker. She later gives birth to a son named Quanah, who becomes the last chief of the Comanche. Oh.
Lady Brahman.
That's like Dances with Wolves.
Bailey's beads. Is that your book?
Bailey's beads are like when the sun comes out of being fully eclipsed, the edge that you see, it comes out as little beads as opposed to being all sort of at even edge. I guess that's because the edge of the sun isn't really even. It probably has a bump or two.
Yeah. And yeah, a couple of little flames coming off of it, little.
Settlement of Maygas elevates Puerto Rico to the Royals. Oh, we did that one already. Okay. And there's Evil EAC gave a link if you want to look at it for Bailey's beads.
I got some pictures up there right now.
Oh, cool. Let me bring that up.
So that's basically it.
Oh, I got it. So it's just along. It's like along the corona then.
Yeah.
Exactly. As you come out of what you call it, a blockage. What do you call them?
An eclipse.
An eclipse. You know, there was an eclipse on the day of my mother and father's wedding, as they came out of the of the church, getting into the car. Literally, the eclipse happened then.
That's
Imagine
cool.
an eclipse on your wedding day.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
It's a
They
good
stayed
sign.
together until he passed. It must be a good sign. You know how our parents were. Come hell or high water.
July 21st, the Champlain and St. Lawrence Railway opens between St. John. Finally, they got it right. It's St. John, not St. John's. They did not have a railway that went all the way to Newfoundland. And La Prairie, Quebec, the first steam-worked passenger railroad in British North America.
That's better. Something you get an itch, you can't reach it. So you have to improvise. Get your old magnet
June
on
1st,
it.
1836, Charles Darwin returns to Cape Town, South Africa.
All right. That's pretty cool.
Congratulations, Charles.
That'll do. That'll do, Donkey. July 27th, the settlement of Adelaide, South Australia, is founded by a pile of criminals. I mean, good guys.
But the thing is that that's only in New South Wales. The Dutch is already on the other side. So
That's why it took them so long to do it, because they had to get over there. July 30th, the first English language newspaper is published in Hawaii. The Hawamaya Kawamaya Times.
Okay, for those in chat, stop typing. We'll cut it off there, so that it'll give us a chance to go through each one of them and read them out.
June 15, 1836, something happened. Arkansas became the 25th state of the Union. December, Victoria Bridge, Bath, England. Victoria Bridge in Bath, England, opened for first use to James Dredge's patent taper principle of stays. In other words, this is how you build a bridge according to him. It seemed to work.
Who's that?
You know, I used to do that when we used to taper our stays and spar sheds when we were doing scouting. So I have an idea what that's all about.
I have none, but I believe you. June 16th, 1836, London's Working Men Association forms, which just sounds like a club for men, doesn't it? Last hanging for robbery. Well, they should have kept that up. Loris Curtis at Shrewsbury, I believe your car would be safer if they'd hang people for a robbery. 26, Mr. Crapper died in 1910, English plumber and inventor. Want to guess what he invented?
The toilet.
Yeah, I know, the crapper. I know.
Actually, in all truth, it wasn't actually him. It was his wife who actually came up with the idea.
So he it was his wife that invented it. He was the one that was in doo-doo.
Yeah, she was. She just spoke a lot of crap. So.
In all cases, behind every good man, there's a woman nagging the shit out of them.
I'm not going to say that. I got big ears here who like slapping me across the back of the head.
I said she was a good woman, and that's what they have to do to keep us on track. I'm not being a jerk about that. If I don't get nagged, I don't get shit done. My wife is here for a reason. August 17th, the Marriage Act under the United Kingdom establishes civil marriage and registration systems that permit marriages in nonconformist chapels and a registrar general of births. So now you can have your babies and get married wherever the hell you like. You don't got to be at the right church. We don't recognize your marriage.
Wisconsin Territory forms.
4th of July. Something else happened on the 4th of July? What was that? Hang on. Go back.
Oh, that was Wisconsin Territory formed.
Okay, that's what happened. And the settlement of Houston, Texas. This is American history gold, isn't it?
Yeah. We get a lot of American history here.
American history.
American.
Okay. August 30th. The settlement of Houston, Texas is formed. On 13th of August, the Communications Act replaces the ancient system of payment of tithes and kind of monetary payments. Nice.
Commutation Act. Commutation. That's interesting.
I'm confused by that, honestly. September 1st, rebuilding begins at the Hurva Synagogue in Jerusalem. Praise the God you like.
What happened to the other synagogue? Oh, yeah, there's a couple of them that went down.
People like burning those. 29th of July, 1836, the inauguration of the Arc de Triomphe in Paris.
I never did get to see that one. I wanted to see that.
The Arc de Triomphe. Sam Houston is elected first president of the Republic of Texas. A lot of good that did him. The Rio Grande Republic is proclaimed in South Africa.
South America.
South America, pardon me, South Africa. I just like saying South Africa.
Rio Grandense?
Rio Grandense
Republic.
The Rio Grandense Republic. Well, that's worth a Google. I don't know what the real... Yes, I play the bass, James.
It's, I can see why it didn't last.
Not well.
James D. says, October 2nd, Charles Darwin returns to England aboard the HMS Beagle with biological data he will later use to develop his theory of evolution, having left South America on August 17. Wow. You got any? You want to read something here, buddy?
I'm just trying to get my. Here we go.
July 30th, 1836. First English language newspaper is published in Hawaii. We're back to that one. We've had that.
Yeah, that's a repeat.
We're not sure if anybody's
15 of August. Liverpool. That's you. The Lime Street Railway opens in the center of Liverpool. The first grand terminus building in the world.
I don't know what I know where Liverpool is, but that's nothing to do with me.
No, but that's where they first started learning how to play football, wasn't it? Down there, because they're trying to dodge the trains. No, that doesn't work.
It was 20 years ago today. And Sgt. Pepper taught us how to play.
The oldest football team is Notts County. The oldest actual. My dad played for Notts County.
Oh.
I'm just trying to figure out what's not been read yet. If I can. Yeah.
Well, October 13th, Theodore Fildner, Lutheran minister. Yeah, we did this one.
Oh, there's Patty Ferguson just popped in there. Hi, Patty.
Henry Rowe Campbell builds the 4.4.0 meter steam locomotive, a type that will soon become the most common of all railroads. So that must have to do with the gauge of the tracks and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
440 meter, letting them know this is the kind of trains that can run on these standardized tracks.
Got that one already.
Yeah, with what happened was in some countries where they've done a dual, let's say a dual construction is an old well I think it's in France. I think it's actually in France, isn't it? There's a railway that they built it together, but when it comes to the station, one track is wider than the other track on the gauge, so it couldn't run all the way through like it was supposed to be planned. So that's built a station, and then people got off and then got back on again onto a different train to carry on, because they had two different gauges on the tracks. I can't remember the name of the railway station, but they had to basically build two types of trains, two types of tracks, and which cost twice as much, rather than having one track, one train, and all the way through. I think it went all the way up to the Mont Blanc, I think, and all the way down through France. But I can't remember what the station's called. It's a museum now, but yeah, this don't run. It just turned into too much money. So that's why you get the standard track, the 4.0. And Swindon, where I live, is like the main, the main factory for trains and gauges. It's huge. Most of it's still there, but it was heavily bombed during World War II.
Right.
But now it's a shopping centre now. But the other side, the station's still there. But where they had all the railway works and the army base is still there. But it's smaller than what it used to be, and it's just at the end of the road here, literally at the end of the road. But yeah, it was a big place. You normally had families and generations working there. So yeah, that's why it's 4.04 meters of track, so of the gauge.
And he's showing a dime, but it's the wrong year. Are you trying to get the focus going there, or what?
Yeah, just getting the camera up and running here.
No, going back, Darren. I got one as well.
Oh, well, if you want to do that, I could show me all mine too.
Yeah, I'm just getting a call from my vet here on my sick cat. Hang on.
Oh,
Patty, Texas abolished the slave trade. The United States Patent Office burns in Washington, D.C. I wonder how much stuff they lost.
1836. I see some Scottish stuff. Events in Scotland. 17 miniature coffins unknown in the province found in a cave at Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh. What?
Wow.
St Andrew's Cathedral in Dundee, Roman Catholic, is opened. Dean lives in Dundee. A Botanical Society of Scotland established as the Botanical Society of Edinburgh. And the construction of the modern Inverness Castle. You know what Inverness is famous for, don't you?
Inverness?
Yeah.
Not offhand.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, okay.
As in Loch Ness,
Yeah.
Inverness.
Yeah, Papa G, that's a good one, but we've already got that one. It was just bringing up the Colt. And he thought he was here.
Roman Catholic is open. Edinburgh.
Yeah, the AHO scale was too small. Wow, that was tremendous. Okay, well, we're going to go on to 1837 now. So I'm just going to grab a
Okie dokie.
sip of my tea and get a few things in here so we can get some samples of coins.
So how are you then, kind sir? Hope you're doing good.
Not bad. I'm just gearing up I'm going in for my checkup to make sure that the big C hasn't come back yet tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm positive about it, so it's pretty good. Then I'm gearing up for my what do they call it again? I'm going for a hiatus training session on the weekend, so you won't have me here as your co-host on Saturday. Unfortunately, I'll be being fed and watered and trying to put some more information in my head.
But from what you was talking about, that looked an amazing place. I mean, it is the size of an English channel, so you'd be up on the high
It's only a tiny little lake. Yeah, if you ever saw Lake Superior or whatever, you would die, or Lake Erie or Ontario. Those are big lakes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if anybody in the chat is near Oklahoma or Texas. Now, I've seen Lake Texoma, and that is huge, Lake Texoma, and that's man-made as well. An amazing place to go and visit. So if you ever go down to Texas,
okay, yeah,
Lake Texoma, go and visit. It's beautiful.
My little kitty's getting fixed today, so we're just getting the details of when we can pick her up.
Awesome.
hello.
Well, we'll see how she acts after the fact, because she was a little terror until then. There's a beautiful coin.
1837 Matron Head. Knows I'm really picking up on the U.S. ones because the Canadians are mostly the British. So if you guys want to show British ones, go ahead. But
I will.
That's a nice one. So 1837. That's what some of the coinage looked like. 1 cent. You can buy a lot of stuff with 1 cent back then compared to today. Do you have something there, Dale?
Yep, just getting
Okay, I'm putting you on solo.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. Let me just get my, because I got this in one of my videos, but all right. The first one is a Plaving from 1837. So you've got King William IV. It's copper. I don't know if you can get the reverse is just the same as anyway. It's just a Britannia.
Right.
It is actually. It's obviously the plastic doesn't really help. I've run out of flips. I can't really open the flips up. Try and get.
Yeah, it's always hard to see through the flips.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Just
And then
get it.
this is when I believe they still use the J's as the ones for some reason. But this is there's not much. I mean, the mintage is 310. 3,010,560 were made. But we've seen that one. And the most interesting one is these, which is called the Cumberland Jacks, and so it's 1837, and these are tokens, and there's different variants to these. These look like you can't really see it very well. Actually, I haven't got the scissors. Actually, these. If you go to my channel and look at 1837 Hanover coin, you see it properly.
Right.
And it's the King of Hanover, even though Queen Victoria. Sorry, that is the wrong one, isn't it? Yeah, 1837. Sorry, is when Queen Victoria became queen, and but the problem was. She wasn't allowed to become Queen of Cumbria because of the Saxons. There's a Saxon law in Cumbria. It had to be a man. So Ernest Augustus, his name is, and he's the rider on the horse.
Right.
And even though it looks like a George of the Dragon, but if you look at it under a microscope, he looks like a monkey because he was actually quite a disliked guy basically by Queen Victoria. So she made these coins to take the mickey out of him. And what I got in my description is these coins all counters that bear the words to Hanover and commonly known as the Cumberland Jack. They're usually found in Victoria's portrait of the obverse as a figure riding a horse on the reverse. In the style of St. George on the dragon. They were produced in, let's say, in being sarcastic to someone. The history behind these pieces: when Victoria was crowned as queen, she was unable to fulfil the role in the king of King of Hanover under Salic law due to the fact that she was a female. Her unpopular uncle, Ernest Augustus, the Duke of Cumberland, who was the oldest male heir to throne, was sent off to Hanover instead to fulfill the role. And these councils of tokens were produced to commemorate and celebrate the departure. But it was a bit of a side joke, such as his unpopularity that many of the tokens on closer inspection actually depict a monkey on horseback, which was intended to portray the Duke. They were produced around the time of Victorian's accession to the throne in 1837 and continued to be produced for the next few decades. They were finally made illegal in 1883. So that's what these are.
Awesome.
They ended up being made illegal.
Yeah, these were illegal. Yeah, they ended up being illegal.
That's interesting. That's quite a step to take to make them illegal.
Yeah. But now, obviously, the next queen is the ruler of the Commonwealth and Cumberland is Queen Elizabeth II. So she's the first technical queen of Cumberland. Which
Interesting.
Cumberland is basically if you look at England, it's up on the left-hand side where the Lake District is. So that's the Cumbrian Mountains. Heaven knows why. I've not actually gone into the Salic law why. It's worth a read though. But yeah,
The Galilee earthquake in January 1 caused 6,000 to 7,000 casualties in Ottoman Syria.
I could see that considering the way they're building material. I've been through there, and even today's material, you get any shaking at all, it comes down.
Crumbles.
Where's that?
The
Ottoman
earthquake
Syria.
in Syria.
Oh, okay. But a lot of it's made of sandstone, isn't it? Which is weak.
Okay, we'll play. Okay, that's everything from the chat for 1837, and we'll play catch up here, and we'll read it, and we'll do the tally here.
13th of July, 1837, Queen Victoria is the first monarch to live in present Buckingham Palace.
Yeah. And did you know another little true fact about Buckingham Palace is what she done for Buckingham Palace is actually do you know the when they all wave on the balcony?
Yeah, that's the back of the palace.
That's the back of the palace. Yeah, that's the back end. That's actually where the wedding cake is. What they call a wedding cake. The fountain is the back end of the palace. The front end is the lawn. But she had everything reversed, so she wanted to see the people. So it was a lot of it was renovated.
July, Charles W. King sets sail on the American merchant ship Morrison. In the Morrison incident, he is turned away from Japanese ports with cannon fire.
What did he do to piss him off?
I was thinking the same thing.
You're not stopping here. Keep on moving, buddy. Keep on moving.
U.S. President Andrew Jackson and Congress recognizes the Republic of Texas. Well, how about that, eh?
Robert Davidson produces a model battery electric locomotive.
Nice. Mentioning it again, Queen Victoria moves from Kensington to Buckingham. She's got them both, right? Like, yeah. It's not like she moved out of one and into the other. She just got another palace, which is, need another palace.
Yeah, you need that malice in the palace.
Well, the Queen's official home, the monarch's official home is actually Windsor Castle.
20th of July, 1837, the Euston Railway opens in London as the terminus of the London and Birmingham Railway, the L&BR, the city's first intercity railway station.
Very cool.
I think that would probably be called Paddington Station, I think.
Have you decided?
William Forbes, the Highlander of Scotland. William Forbes, I can't even pronounce that. The Highlanders of Scotland, the original history, antiquity of the sketch and how is the customs. I have to actually go into that and read that. Cotton spinners strike in Glasgow. The leaders will be sentenced to penal transportation. Not much went on in Scotland. The Isle of May, disaster, a rowing boat carrying an excursion party from Clydedyke capsizes with the lives lost of 13.
Penal transportation? Doesn't everybody have to carry their own?
Probably. I have to look into that. This is Scottish. I don't know. John Heath steam plow is demonstrated on the Highlands show near Dumfries. William Perry is hanged in Paisley for what's that? A nuptial. What's that? A nuptial. Wife of Clyde. Or to kill is the killing of his own wife. Is referred to the act itself of person who carries it out. It is also used the context of killing one's own girlfriend. It can refer to the act itself or person who carried it out, killing the husband, called mariticide.
Okay, that's different.
Well, you kill your mom, that's matricide. You kill your dad, that's patricide. If you kill your spouse, that's meretricide.
If you kill your wife, it's extricide. If you killed your husband, it's mariticide.
And if you kill a bug, it's insecticide.
It is.
And if you shoot yourself, it's suicide.
July
And if
25th, 1837, the first commercial use of an electric telegraph successfully demonstrated by William Cooke and Charles Wheatstone between Euston and Camden Town in London.
Cool.
So they're responsible for Twitter in the end, those jerks. June 12th, Cooke and Wheatstone filed their patent for the electrical telegraph in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And March 24th, Canada gives its black citizens the right to vote.
7 years after the other, the poor Irish.
You're catching up, guys. You're catching up.
October 30th, the Cesaroki Salo Railway, the first in the Russian Empire, opens between St. Petersburg, Tartulesky Station, and Zolji Zelo, Pushkin, engineered by Franz Anton von Gerstner.
You keep talking that way, we'll get you talking Russian in no time.
Might have to learn it. Could be a prerequisite for ongoing life. 27th of July, 1837, the U.S. Mint opens in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Is that one's not open anymore? Say correct? Charlotte, North Carolina? Is that I think that there's no mint there anymore.
That's Carlton City.
There's a couple of them that they closed off. Not just the Carson City, but there's a few other ones. I think there was one down in Florida. Maybe some of our American collectors would be able to.
There's New Orleans.
New Orleans is gone too, right?
Yeah. West Point opens up now and then, which obviously the Carson City, obviously San Francisco, Pennsylvania, Denver still going. Obviously, they're the main ones. Hopefully, somebody might correct us here.
David, I caught that, you naughty person.
Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great. If a sperm is wasted, God gets quite irate.
I know which ones you've been watching.
We got James. We got Philly, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point. I've finally got my chat going. Yay!
November 7th, American abolitionist and newspaper editor Elijah Lovejoy is killed by a pro-slavery mob at his warehouse in Alton, Illinois. Louis Daguerre's daguerreotype d'Atelier d'Artiste is said to be the earliest known photographic image successfully to undergo the full process.
I love watching people try to pronounce some of these names.
Louis Daguerre.
5th of August, 1837, first ascent of Mount Marcy, 5,344 feet, the highest in the Adirondacks.
I know what that is. Is that where the guy took the photograph from a building and he was watching a shoe shiner, a kid or a guy shine a shoe? Was the earliest known photograph?
I thought the earliest one was from a rooftop, and it was daguerreotype. It was daguerreotype, and it showed a rooftop, and you can see some trees in the background.
Yeah, and it's got like a shoe shot, right down below is like an image of the shoe shiner.
I don't remember seeing that one.
Just check a second.
You check. You find out that missing information for us.
Because the oldest known portrait of a photograph of a person was the photographer's mother.
That's right. I've seen that one.
May 3rd, the University of Athens is formed.
Yeah, there it is. And then if you look down there, looks like to be.
Oh, let me make that big there so I can see it. Okay.
So that's from the rooftops.
Yeah, that's from the rooftop. Yeah.
And then down there looks like a shoe shine.
Oh, you know what? I never noticed that before, but yeah, that's it.
Well,
November 8th, Mount Holyoke Female Seminary, later Mount Holyoke College, is founded in South Hadley, Massachusetts. November 17th, an earthquake in Valdivia, south central Chile, causes tsunamis that led to the significant destruction along Japan's coast.
Boy, oh boy. You know,
you can see my furnace just there, look.
What's going on?
Furnace? Sitting
My silver pouring is just there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, we see that. That's your little heat kettle thingy? Desktop unit?
I make toast on that.
It's neat that you can do that right on a tabletop unit.
I know. It's crazy. Told you I ain't got much room, didn't I? It's just literally what it is. And I can't have it on
Faraday introduces the concept of lines of force. Magnetics is everything, folks. When we finally understand both magnetics and gravity, then we'll have it figured out. Not until then.
Gravity is a funny old force, isn't it?
May 10, Panic of 1837 begins in New York City. Brian,
What was that?
And,
Sorry, Dale was just saying something. What was that, Dale?
I said gravity is a funny old thing, isn't it? It all brings us down to Earth eventually.
Yeah, yeah. Just like an elevator, it has its ups and downs.
May 6th, U.S. blacksmith John Deere creates the first steel plow in Grand Detour, Illinois. I heard of that guy.
I should say so. That was the first backhoe I ever learned to drive. The JD 690B. John Deere. It was an excavator.
I built attachments for that. November, December in the Canadas, William Lyon Mackenzie leads the Upper Canada Rebellion, and Louis Joffis Papineau leads the Lower Canada Rebellion. Pardon me. You know,
yeah,
Canada
it's interesting.
Below Lower Canada.
It's interesting how they call it a rebellion. It was essentially, they still consider it Upper and Lower Canada separate colonies, but they led the revolt because they had entrenched elites within those groups, and they didn't want to let go of their status. So, here they're trying to combine Upper and Lower Canada, and they didn't want to do it.
All men are created equal, aside from us, of course.
Do you want to make me skinny? Please, Skip.
Do I want to make you skinny? You're skinny. I wish it was that easy.
It's easier than you think. I could show you, but then I'd have to shoot you.
Oh.
I know.
I think that's the only time I'm going to lose weight. Just a skeleton.
28th of August, 1837, pharmacists John Lee and William Perrins manufacture Worcestershire sauce.
Lee and Perrins, yes, we know those
names. And having watched how it's made, I'm starting to think twice about putting it in anything anymore.
Oh, really? I don't want to know. Don't say nothing.
Well, let's just say it's fish sauce.
I like fish.
Yeah, but it's fermented for like a long time.
You're talking probably a couple of years.
Yeah. Put them in big barrels. I watched it. I'm like, I cannot believe this.
Amos, Lady Braven, he started his adventures. King Friday. Peace in the house. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to say hello to you guys.
Yeah, we've been so busy trying to keep up. There's a lot of information here. So fire breaks out in the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg, Russia, killing 30 guards. Figures the bloody guards get it.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who are not allowed to run.
You know what St. Petersburg used to be called, didn't you?
You mean to say what it was changed to, like Stalingrad?
Yes, that's right. Stalingrad.
Yeah, but then it's changed back.
It's still called St. Petersburg, isn't it?
It is now, but it started off St. Petersburg, became Stalingrad, and then when they stopped idolizing Stalin,
They put it
St.
back
Petersburg again.
Yeah.
May
It was
9th,
easier once they
Shiraz
allowed the
burned
church
somewhere.
going again.
December 29th, the Carolyn Affair on the Niagara River becomes the basis for the Carolyn Test for anticipatory self-defense in international relations. God knows what that actually means.
Anticipatory self-defense. In other words, when you go in to negotiate, you got to know martial arts. Just in case someone tries to hit you. Just figuring it out. I mean,
that's the block right there. They go to
That's
poke
the
your
block.
eyes, you throw up the block.
yeah. Speak to the hand.
No, I go for one of those. You put up one of
I know
these.
its name. It's named after Worcestershire, which is not so far away from here. Which is in 1840, in fact. There you go.
Pierre
That's
Wansel proves that several ancient geometric problems, including doubling the cube and trisecting the angle, are impossible to solve using only compass and straight edge. So that suggests that the ancients had more than a compass and a straight edge. So Charles Vallée and French troops capture Skidodo, wherever that is in Algeria. Algerians are known to be not particularly friendly.
Sounds like a 1940s tune.
Kind of spy type dudes, those Algerians.
Spy type dude.
May 10, Panic of 1837. New York City banks fail and unemployment reaches record levels. Shine your shoes, governor. Louis Daguerre develops the daguerreotype, as we mentioned.
Yep.
October 1st, 1837, Racers Hurricane, Gulf of Mexico. I'm not sure what that means. Was that a big, bad hurricane that hit the Gulf? Because that's what they do.
I guess so. I've never heard of a racer's hurricane. Is it going fast?
I've never heard of a slow one, personally.
True.
A walker's hurricane, possibly. Maybe a crawler's. The 5th century BC Berlin Foundry Cup is acquired for... Oh, go to hell. And Antiken Samalung in Berlin, Germany. Go Germans. Why we all dislike the Germans, you know? Because you can't spell. Oh, that's... Yeah.
Just put the whole alphabet up there.
There are words that are incredibly elegant in English, Spanish, French, that when you translate them to German, you might as well be hitting yourself in the head with a mallet.
It always sounds like they're angry.
Sorry, I missed it. Say that one again. Sorry, I missed it.
I'm not even going to try that again.
Wiedersehen. Nein! Auf Wiedersehen! Komm to Essen! Nein! Anyway.
Was ist los mit der Deutsch? Das ist verboten.
Schnell! Anyway. November 6th, establishment of the Public Garden, a beautiful place in Boston, Massachusetts, is a botanical garden, the first in the United States to be open to the general public in Boston, Massachusetts. That's right.
You know, there's a
Beautiful
lot
place.
going on back then.
Talking about Germans,
People were living their lives. What about those Germans?
if a German walks into a pub and he asks for lager, he always ends with bitter.
I know. Ein groß beer bitter. I got that
German
one.
joke here.
Vitamin C.
Oh, you're funny.
May 25th, the Patriots of Lower Canada, Quebec, rebel against the British for freedom. You can
We
take
know what's
my
going on
poutine,
there.
but you cannot take my freedom. The Only Friends School is founded in the Appalachian Mountains of the United States for no good reason whatsoever. The first electric locomotive is built. It's a battery locomotive constructed by chemist Robert Davidson of Aberdeen, Scotland, and powered by galvanic cells. And today's
Cool.
trains are all electric. Every single one is a diesel electric for the most part. It's a diesel motor that runs a generator that runs electric motors that drive the train. 1st October, the treaty with the Winnebago Indians and a plan to make some really cool camping units.
You jumped the gun. You beat me at that one.
People don't know what you're talking about, but we all know what a Winnebago is in Canada. I don't know if you know in the States or down in the UK, but a Winnebago is a really great motorhome. They make all
My
kinds.
wife calls it a coffin on wheels.
May 31st, the Astor Hotel opens in New York City. It later became the Waldorf Astoria, well known.
How was that a bad joke? That was a good one.
Atlanta was charted as the railway terminal of Marthasville. So Atlanta was at one time Marthasville, as far as the railway was concerned. Martha was not thrilled. A lot of visitors all at once.
I'm sorry, Dale. If you want to be a comedian, you know there's always hecklers.
Oh, yeah. The hecklers are the best ones. They make the jokes.
My hometown, Yorktown, Indiana, plotted by Oliver Smith. The main street is Smith Street. That's the EAC's hometown.
Coin around is in the house.
Robert Coin's adventures. June 11th, the Broad Street riot occurs in Boston, fueled by ethnic tensions between the English Americans and the Irish Americans.
Did you know the Boston hockey team went on to be referred to as the Broad Street Bullies?
Really?
Yeah, Boston
That's
hockey.
cool.
Broad Street Bullies. 31st of October in 37, there was a collision of the riverboat Monmouth and Tremont on the Mississippi River. 300 perished that day.
What year are we on? 1838, isn't it?
Oh, no, we're going to be on 1838 in a second. We're just kind
Oh,
of...
yeah, 1837, sorry.
Boston Dukes
Finishing
are
up.
still fighting.
Yeah,
In the streets.
oh, they're still fighting. Yeah.
Edward Minor Gallaudet, an American educator of the deaf, was born. Nice. 8th
I
of
think
November,
we've had that one already.
37, Mount Holyoke Seminary, yes, the founder.
Yeah, we've
for the
had that
women,
one already.
That's correct. June 13th, first Mormon missionaries to the British Isles leave Kirtland, Ohio. So these are Mormon missionaries leaving the U.S. to go to the British Isles.
I never knew they did that.
They go everywhere.
Yeah, they come around here quite a lot.
Grover Cleveland was born 22nd and 24th. They liked him. He was so nice, they elected him twice. Hey, Goodyear. Good man. Good tires. Nice rubber. Thanks, Goodyear.
Great blimps.
37, November 15th, Mr. Pittman introduces the shorthand system of writing. Pittman shorthand.
Oh, I hated that stuff.
Shorthand. I can't stand it at school.
Just awful.
They never tried to teach us shorthand at school.
Ugh.
Thank God. That was not a thing. J.P. Morgan, American financier, was born. Was he born penniless, or was his father also well endowed with the money?
I wouldn't doubt his father had some money.
Was he a self-made man right from scratch, or did Daddy help him out with his first million like Mr. Trumpola?
We made it. We made it. June 20th, Queen Victoria at 18 ascends the British throne following the death of her uncle, King William the Fourth. She rules for 63 years.
That's why I showed you this coin earlier, because obviously a year later she's inaugurated as queen.
I knew we'd get to her eventually.
Long live the Queen.
Victoria Regina Imperatrix. Thomas Morris of Australia skips rope. There's some useless information from 1837. Thomas Morris of Australia skips rope 22,806 times. There's an accomplishment.
I just feel sorry for the person counting.
I'm just thinking, what kind of rope was he using? He must have been pretty hard on his hands. It's not like the ones we got now.
July 4th, Grand Junction Railway, the first long-distance railway, opens between Birmingham and Liverpool.
Cool.
And our man in the middle nods, so that must be true.
They're probably gone through Manchester.
August 24th, Theodore Dubois, French composer, was born. For you American, that's Teddy D. Boys.
Okay, James, enjoy your dinner.
July 13th, Queen Victoria is the first monarch to live in present Buckingham Palace. Yes.
Well, of course. Well.
It's difficult, though, when the chat, it's like, because obviously everyone's individual, so there is going to be a lot of duplicates coming up.
Yeah, that's that. And, you have to try to catch them as you're going along here.
Yeah.
5th of December 37, uprising under William Lyon Mackenzie in Canada.
That's the uprising we were talking about.
Yep.
Talking about
We're pretty not Morgan. Uprisers around here. We only have one or two at a time.
Talk about J.B. Morgan.
Yeah.
He's the one who invented the Morgan, right? Who designed the Morgan.
No.
Or is that the
J.P. Morgan was a financier. The Morgan dollar was what? Yes, it was named after the designer, but he wasn't the designer for it.
No, okay. He was. I think he came over from. I think his origin was actually British, because I think his either dad or something was actually from Birmingham. Dad, granddad. I'm not really too sure the lineage, but there's two Morgans. There's Morgan who was the owner of the White Star Line. And then there's Morgan, who was, as I said, a financier and also a designer to the Morgan dollars.
You guys are going to have to forgive me. It's going to be time to pick up my cat soon, so I will bow out when that happens.
Oh, no problem. Steam-powered threshing machine patented in Winthrop, Maine in 1837.
My dad had his leg chopped off after he played his third game for Knox County in a thrashing machine.
Is that right?
Yeah. My dad was 19 or 20 at the time.
Russian poet Alexander Pushkin is fatally injured in a duel with French officer George Charles de Hectorin de Anthes. Okay. Ugh. Okay, we got James D.
Is it James D. Morgan, isn't it?
Robert.
Morgan.
New York riot in New York due to a combination of poverty and an increase in the cost of flour.
73.
Just a little bit of family trivia here. During this time frame, my first family member, Henry Conlon, actually was a flour merchant when he came over in the 1840s.
Sorry, who's that? Your what? Sorry.
Yeah, Henry Conlon was the first member of my family to come to Canada from Ireland.
Oh, okay.
And he was actually a flour merchant in York.
Oh, wow.
Toronto.
That's interesting. Would you ever go back to? Have you ever been? You probably have. Have you actually been to Ireland to see where your ancestors?
Oh no, not yet, but I plan on. Either physically or spiritually, one way or the other, I'm going to get there.
Hopefully, physically, eh?
Yeah, hopefully physically. Hitati. Has added something. I can have Hitati.
Does the fact that we call the place New York factor into the fact that the U.S. called the place New York?
Good question. I don't know.
And New York, old Amsterdam or something like that, or is that Canada?
That's the one I was thinking about. The mint that opened in Charlotte. I don't think it was open very long.
Oh, mint opens in Charlotte,
North Carolina.
I didn't know that. That's actually new information for me, actually. I wonder what kind of coins they've done there then.
Probably American.
No, but it'd be nice to actually see the mintage. You know what coins were actually minted with their mint mark on.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't think anybody's ever presented me a coin that they said was minted there. U.S. Congress increases the U.S. Supreme Court membership from 7 to 9.
See, that's the point that Lady Braven just said. She goes, with shorthand, which is the hashtag and emojis. Oh, gold coins.
Oh my.
Really?
A British man sued a woman who bit off half her nose after he tried to kiss her without consent. So let's do permanent disfiguring damage. That's important. When a little slap won't do.
I can't believe that. The judge ruled against them, stating that when a man kisses a woman against her will, she is fully entitled to bite off his nose. Let's not spread that around.
We might be able to win that one on appeal.
Papa G, where are you getting this stuff? That's awful. Actually, it really bites.
Do you remember when I said that women used to wear? Do you know in the Victorian ages they used to have those long hair pins, those hat pins to go in their hair to keep the hats on? Well, they would stick them in their mouth, so when they went for a tunnel and a man tried to kiss them, they would get stabbed in the face with a pin.
Whoa.
Oh, when you're saying when the train goes into a tunnel and it went dark, then things happened.
Yeah. So the women used to put pins in their mouths to stop the men from.
All right, my lady's giving me the word that we got to go get the cat. So it's been a
Okay,
pleasure,
my
boys.
friend.
I'll watch the rest of this when I get back in replay. I hope everybody had a good time exploring. We're getting almost to the years where some of us actually have some coins on hand. And
Yeah.
that's coming up. So we'll see you then. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. Bye for now from me.
See you later.
He's awesome, isn't he?
Okay, we're looking at 1838.
Well, according to Papa G, It's on the internet, so it must be true.
He's good sense of humor, that guy.
If a guy kissed me, I'd probably do the same. I won't even get a guy coming up. He'll have an headbutt. That's about as close. His nose would be running of blood.
Okay. Well, 1838.
I haven't got any 1838 coins.
Yes, I got one here. I think that's 1838 coronet or matron. It's actually kind of that's a nice, it's a 1 cent one.
They're nice coins, you know.
Yeah.
It may be just down to the image, but I think they're really, really nice coins myself. I really, really like them.
Yeah, that's those are nice coins. Can't wait till they start showing some Canadian ones again.
I know, right? Neither can I.
Like, holy cow, we're just a little too early. And for the cutoff, I will give a 1 minute warning to cut off when we get to it, so that we don't have too much in the chat. Because now that we're getting more people in here, we got to make sure that we don't go to the point where we're in here for 4 hours. It's a lot of work, you know.
I know, right?
But, you know, I'm looking at in 1838. Let's see. Is that in Canada? Oh, yeah, 1838 in Canada. Robert Milnes was the governor of the Canadas. And apparently some guy by the name of Samuel Lount was captured. Navy Island was evacuated.
1830 was when the first $5 gold half eagle was stricken. And
January 17th of 1838, Lord John Russell introduced a bill to suspend the Constitution of Canada. Lord Bowman says, "You propose to punish a whole province because it contains a few malcontent parishes. This, by your indiscriminating prescriptions, you chastise those even who have helped you to stifle the insurrection." I love politicians in the 1830s. Oh,
that is what Lady Braven sent as 1837 1 penny.
Oh, very nice.
And this is Canadian.
Who is that on there?
Good question.
It's 1837, right?
Yeah.
Got to be is that an Upper Canada? I can't tell.
It's got Concordia Salus. Concordia Salus.
Could be a token.
It's a token. I'm just trying to figure out. You got the beaver. It's probably got the flower. The shamrock. I think thistle. I don't know. Can't tell. That's a shamrock, isn't it? That's not the maple leaf.
No, that's shamrock.
And then you got the thistle.
Thistle.
That
they look like apples.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a rose or an apple. Then you got the beaver there. And then hopefully Lady Braven will give me some more information on this. And then this is Canada. I don't know if you can read that very well.
Yeah, no, I can't really. I can't make it out very well. Interesting.
1836 that is.
Well, if it's
1837.
from Canada, it's either a token and it's either an upper or lower Canada.
1837. That was Upper Town, Quebec, 1837.
Upper Canada. Cool.
They look really nice coins or tokens. 1837 history. UK history. 1838. There we go. I really don't like this phone. It keeps changing. 1838. There we go. Alrighty. What are you doing? I'm just gonna. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, what do we got here? Patty Ferguson. She shares with us January 6th, Samuel Morse first publicly demonstrated the telegraph. January 8th. That's after the patent was, what did they call it? It wasn't a patent exactly. It was something related to a patent.
Not
Dots and dashes. Dits and daws. Okay, Robert, you've got 1838, January 6th. No, that's the same thing. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what this. There was a fire, yeah, but I'm not sure what this mare smelt nice or pretty bad.
Oh,
But
let's
apparently,
see.
the fire destroys Lloyd's Coffee House and the Royal Exchange in London. So roasted coffee.
Oh, that's bad.
What else is there?
Rebellions at Amherstburg, Ontario breaks out. Amherstburg? Amherstburg's such a quiet town. It's right across from Boblo Island. That's a nice place. Claude Gervais Matthias Poulet makes the first quantitative measurements of the heat emitted by the sun. Oh, that's going back a few years.
Yep. Here you go. Battle of Blood River. The Boers win a decisive victory over the Zulus. Now, well, obviously, he's like Mr. Kingdom, Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He's got our statue in our town. He done the North Line, of course. The paddle steamer SS Great Britain, completed on the 31st of March, makes a transatlantic crossing to New York from Avonmouth in 15 days, inaugurating the regular steamship service. The National Gallery opens to the public. The building purpose is designed for it by William Wilkins in Trafalgar Square, London. There's a lot of railways opening up because obviously you've got the Industrial Revolution, needed steel, coal, and all that. So, railways are going up like anything right now. So that's what you mainly hear, yeah. The Tin Duties Act ends taxation on miners in Devon and Cornwall. The smallpox epidemic is still ongoing from 1837 to 1840. The smallpox monster meeting on Kersal Moor, Salford, in support of Chartism. What's Chartism?
I've heard of that before. Can't remember. Ferret 45 has just put some really useless information. I love this stuff. 25th of February, 1838, a London pedestrian walked 20 miles backwards, then forward in 8 hours. And this made history. Goes to show you that if you do stuff the right way, it's going to get recorded somewhere.
The thing is, it's made history. So that's
Yeah, I mean, like,
today.
You never would learn that in social studies. How is that possible, Robert? It says the Mayall Creek Massacre, about 50. I'm going to try to say this. Yarraway indigenous people killed in New South Wales. New South Wales. That's near Australia.
Yeah.
Okay, so they would be the Aboriginals, from Australia. 7 men later, the first ever to be hanged for killing Australian Aborigines. Wow. Okay, that's different.
I'm just reading this. Toll Puddle Martyrs. Toll Puddle Martyrs. The Toll was 6 agricultural labourers from the village of Toll Puddle in Dorset, England, who in 1834 were convicted of swearing a secret oath as members of the Friendly Society. Agricultural labourers were arrested on a charge under obscure act during the labour dispute against the wages before being convicted. They were pardoned in 1836 after a mass protest from John Russell, and returned to England in 1837 and 1839.
Ferret 45 put down that 3rd of March, 1838, there was a rebellion at Pealey Island, Ontario. Pealey Island? Who has a rebellion on a freaking island?
That's
First off,
Point
Pealey's got some of the worst tides in all the Great Lakes. You step your foot in there, the undertow will take you out. What are they going to do? Use dinghies? All go to this little island off the end of the point to have a rebellion?
If I was the guy, I said just leave them there.
That's right. So silly.
There must be a method behind their madness at some point.
It confuses the heck out of me.
Thing is, some of this history seems strange to us today, but if you read back, there must have been a point to it.
Well, Point Pealey.
perhaps there was perhaps there was after their appeal. I don't know.
Oh, good grief.
Another bad joke.
Kentucky passes a law permitting women to attend school under conditions.
What conditions?
That they bring their pots and pans with them so they can cook the food for the guys. No, I don't know.
They wash up and clean first.
That's going to get me in trouble. Okay. Oh, that's at Lloyd's Coffee House you were just talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you had the Royal Exchange being burnt down, and you had the lovely smell of coffee. Just that lovely aroma. It's like when we go down to the post office, right? There's an Indian on the corner of the road. I'm telling you, smell the most loveliest aroma, don't you, Lauren? That Indian, right? You have all those herbs and spices coming out. It's a beautiful place. Oh, mate, it is so nice. It's one of those things, you drive past it rather than going in it. But you go in it, you'll be very, very satisfied how much food you get in there. And it's really good. Have you ever played Mario Kart and stuff? And Yeah, those pills everywhere on the Blindy Road. William Barnett obtained a United Kingdom patent for the internal combustion engine, first with compression of the gas and air mixture with a cylinder.
That's significant. That's
Yeah.
that's the step up from steam.
Well, if you think about it, steam was looked at like nuclear power back in the day, and combustion engines was looked in the same way, as in, you know, this is dangerous. And now we're using nuclear power, and it's the cleanest energy you can get.
Hmm. 1830, English steamship Sirius docks in New York City after crossing the Atlantic. First transatlantic steam passenger service. That's cool.
That came from Avonmouth. I think that was so I just read out earlier when it with the Edinburgh Kingdom now.
Oh, there we go with the bloody patriots fighting again in Upper and Lower Canada. Good grief.
Have they stopped now?
Yeah, they have. They have. But we got issues between Quebec and Ontario still.
David Brewer originates the stereoscope. Is that right?
Yep.
The original viewmaster for a long time, especially after advances in photography, travel images were very popular.
Have you ever used one of those stereoscopes? They're cool. Mm-hmm. It's like the Viewmaster, but it's got a long thing, and you look through an ancient viewer, and it's encased, and it holds it way out here.
Oh, okay. So it's like a telescopic.
Yeah, kind of a telescopic deal. It's out quite a bit, and it's two pictures. And it integrates the two when you look into it. And it gives it the 3D effect. It's very cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that rebellion on Pealey Island already, Robert. They somehow paddled their way out there. I don't know. Fire destroys half of Charleston. And I'm not even going to try to say that one.
What's that?
You're going to make me say it, aren't you? France Grill Parzers Wadam der Lucht premieres in Vienna. Thank you. You made me say it.
March the 6th, Fran Gilparz's London. I missed it.
I'm hiding it.
Is that Nicaragua declares independence from the Central America Federation? Do you know, I love what you put up there. I'm going to go at these words.
First baseball type game in Canada played at Beachville, Upper Canada. Of course they're playing it on a beach. Where else would you throw a ball?
On a battlefield, mainly. It's called a grenade.
Iowa Territory forms with Burlington as its capital, 1838. Is there still a Burlington, Iowa?
I know there's an Iowa, but I never even heard of Burlington.
I've heard of Burlington, Ontario.
I don't even know if I've ever even a Burlington over here. It must be a Burlington over here somewhere. 8th of March, U.S. Mint, New Orleans begins operation for Dish and Dine.
Yeah, I think we had that one already. And that one too. Queen Victoria. Steamship Great West. Oh, the Great Western. Ever see a picture of that thing?
Yeah.
That was a huge ship. Wasn't that the Great Western used for laying the first transatlantic cables?
It might have been a later version for cabling and stuff. Yeah.
Because it was a paddle wheeler.
Yeah, it was a paddle. Yeah. I think that was probably an adaptation from Isambard's Kingdom Brunel's ship. What was it called? Yes.
Yeah, and you can keep those minus 76 Fahrenheit temperatures. Thank you.
So you got
minus
a bit of a
60
fly
Celsius. I don't like that at all.
1830 Allied territories organized from Wisconsin Territory lasting until 1846. It's almost 2 years.
Oh.
Must be a horrible place to stick an island, maybe in the way of the ships.
The UK National Gallery reopens in its new dedicated building in Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square.
Where Lord Nelson's column is.
The only thing I know about Trafalgar Square is the tiniest police station and a Lord Nelson on his giant stick.
Yeah, no, a couple of fun facts from Trafalgar Square. You got Nelson's column on his. It's basically a stick. Yeah.
Thank you. Column,
Right.
not stick.
And yeah, the bronze. That's the bits that the artwork into the sides and the surrounding pillars are all made from French cannons.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And it's also placed to the smallest police station in Britain.
I said that.
Sorry?
I said that.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, I said, yeah, they got the smallest police station there at Trafalgar.
Police station there.
Yeah, because while they're on their soapboxes and doing their radical stuff, the police officers can hide in their little box in case it gets a little bit heated.
Well, it's a broom cupboard now. But
Broom cupboard. That's about it. There wasn't much room.
well, it's not like don't get me wrong, if you don't know what it is, it's not like the Doctor Who type police box. It's actually a police station. The blue telephone boxes are telephone boxes, as where this is actually a one-man police station. But now it's an actual council broom cupboard. It's got a load of brooms now inside it.
Yeah, see that one? See that one already? Oh, here's. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't we do them? The Grimm? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm announced their intention to publish a German dictionary. No, that's different. Eventually completed in 1961 after 123 years. That's because the German dictionary is so hard to say.
Can you imagine all the adjectives and all
Oh.
that? And all the...
Oh, the guttural, like tough stuff.
Especially when I was speaking to Austrian Stacker a few weeks ago about my banknotes, because some of the banknotes, what people don't realise, is still done in old German.
Yeah.
And he was saying only his grandparents can actually decipher that. He couldn't read that German because it's old German. And so I have to send him a photo. I keep forgetting, but so I can understand what these banknotes are. So because it's old German, not what today's German. So you can imagine that how much it changed.
Okay, did all those.
Male massacre. Everyone should read about this. Most women, children, and old men killed. Grace Starr and her father rescued 13 survivors from the foreshore off the Farne Islands.
What the heck is an anti-corn law league?
Yeah.
No wonder it was done. Listen to this. The Anti-Corn Law League is established by Richard Cobden. What? He didn't like it because his name was Cobden. He thought his name was too corny. Okay, this one we've got.
The first Carlisle War, the first Catalyst War, sorry. Battle of Malela. Malela. Supporters of the I can't. What the hell is that word?
I'm glad you picked this one.
The first Catalyst War. The first Catalyst War. Battle of Malela. Babe, how do you pronounce that word on there? Read that out for us. The first Mayella, supporters of the Infante Carlos. Is that right? Infante Carlos Court of Molina are victorious. Well, whoever won that, they won the word.
They're victorious because it took too long to flip and say it.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that's it. You're dead.
Yeah, you're reading a map. Go to this place. What's it called, Captain?
1st October 1838, the Civil Code was enforced till 1992. 1992. Civil Code. Where is the Civil Code? Is it the French one or? I've heard of the Code Napoleon, the Napoleonic Code.
Yeah, that's like you have to obey him or not. Oh, okay. The Kilo Massacre, believed to be both the largest and the last Native American attack on white settlers in East Texas. 18 casualties are either killed or carried away. Killer Massacre?
The
Killer Massacre between
Oh, you got this one already.
Both largest and the last. Okay, here we go. Native American.
Oh, gotta love this one. October 27.
Go on, then you can do this one.
Lilburn Boggs, governor of Missouri, by Missouri Executive Order number 44, declares Mormons to be the enemies of the state and encourages the extermination or exile of the religious minority. Now, if that isn't nasty, I don't know what is.
That is again. That is definitely against people's religion.
He was just pissed because he can only have one wife. That's what was his problem.
Yeah, and Mormons have to have two or something like that.
No, well, no, they used to be. Some of them actually still practice polygamy, where they can have one or two or more wives. If you ever watch Sister Wives, the guy's got 5. But most Mormons now are only they realize one's enough. I mean, you don't want to be outnumbered. Come on.
No, especially they'll gang up on you. Mexico declares war on France. Well, I don't know how that's going to work.
Gee, I wonder why they did that, huh?
Can you imagine Mexico going to France?
I did that one. Oh, there it is. That's the end. All the way to the end. They did a whole bunch there. Wow, that was a lot. And a lot. It took a while. Okay. Because we have so many in chat, we're going to limit. So I'm going to set my watch 4 minutes. So you got
No
4
worries.
minutes. We're going to cover 1839 now. Yeah, take a break for a minute. We're going to get some examples of 1839 for you. And we'll do a 4-minute countdown as soon as we're ready here.
Wow.
Because that is a tremendous amount of good information. Some of it's really wacko. I'm like, I can't get over some of these events.
It's taken us nearly 2 hours just to say
Like, holy mackerel, Andy. I've learned more stuff in this than Carter has pills.
William Otis receives the patent for the steam shovel. The first paraplex measurement of the distance to the Alpha Centauri is published by Thomas Henderson. Do you know what a fun fact about Alpha Centauri is?
Go ahead.
That's the galaxy that the Milky Way will be colliding with. It's already started, but with the outer gases have started colliding with the Milky Way.
How about a seated Liberty $50? Look at the price on that baby.
How about a seated $50?
Look at that, 1839. That is so cool. See if they get some. There we go. Nice view of the reverse.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
How about both variants to an 1839 farthing?
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Give me a solo so I can actually see it.
Right, okay, this is the
Oh,
1839.
that's Vicky. I recognize Vicky on there.
Yeah. This is the young head.
That's the young head. Should be 1839.
1839, and this is the DF, which is Defenster or Defenstory, whichever way you pronounce it in Latin. And that's got the dot version. So if you look at the coin and go to DF, which is at the far left here. No, sorry,
Wow.
far right. So you're my right here. You'll have a dot on the end. And then the other version, you'll have the DEF with no dot on the end. Now I'm going to show you what they look like on photographic. I think that'd be easier. 1839 farthing. Right. Okay, so we have the DEF. There is the one with what they call the colon. So what you're looking at there, you have the colon there on the 1839.
Yeah.
And that variant is probably it doesn't even say. They're worth between 3 and 50 quid, depending on condition.
Oh, wow.
And the DEF, actually, that's got the colon, sorry, not the dot, it's a colon, sorry. This one here, with just the dot there. See where it's missing?
Yeah, I see the dot.
That's the one I have, and that is worth. This is the less common variant, apparently. And that's worth between £6 and £95, depending on the condition. And there's also another version, which is going to be what they call the 2-prong version, or on the trident. Now that's the trident, the missing trident. You got 3. It's only got 2. Now I'll go back to the other version, first version, and see the 3. Oh my God! There, got 3 prongs to the trident. I'll go back to the two-pronged trident. This is probably the hardest one to get, I should imagine. And these are worth around about between 15 and 200 pounds, those ones. But I've just got the two lower ones. I've just got the colon and the single dot one. So I haven't got the two-pronged trident, unfortunately.
Hey, you will eventually.
I don't know. I doubt that. They're quite low.
I have faith in you.
Never mind, in a hunt somewhere, I should imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, 1839. Boy, that was an interesting year. In Canada, 1839 was the first year that we actually had postage stamps in Canada. Wow. 1839. 1839, both Queen Victoria and Prince Albert were shot at in 1839. And it's the same year that Queen Victoria was actually crowned. It was in 1839.
Well, leading up to, I mean, it was there's a different story to her becoming queen, because it wasn't as straightforward as what people thought it was.
Yeah, you were saying that she skirted quite a few different levels of the monarchy. She wasn't first in line.
She wasn't first, I know. It was oh man. It's a very complicated story, because you have to keep going back through her family, like cousins and stuff like that, whatever, until she became queen. I think she was like 7th or something like that, 8th. I mean, it was a long way. I'm not really too sure of the lineage or ancestry, how it works, but yeah, it wasn't as straightforward as Queen Elizabeth to Charles, or King George VI to Queen Elizabeth. It wasn't as straightforward as that. So
okay, I'm going to start bringing them up here, Dale, if you want to read them.
Okay. Um, 1839, 2nd of January, the first photo of the moon, French photographer Louise Daguerre. I think Louis Daguerre, first photo of the moon. The 6th of June. Is that dated? Is that
January 6th? A 2-day storm off Irish and English coast, immortalized as the Big Wind. That would be a friend of mine that was a bit of a windbag that did that.
That wasn't Wordner, was it? 3rd of June 1839, the destruction of the opium and Harmen, China. Oh, I missed it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
With the destruction of 1,000 long tons. 1,000. Is that
long tons?
Long tons of illegal opium, which is heroin, seized but from British traders, followed by the First Opium War in 1839 and 1842. That's right. I am reading off it like tiny. So
yeah, I got the tiny too. The Opium Wars were actually quite violent.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people.
Okay, you got that one.
Opium was like our YouTube. Oh my word. The daguerreotype photo. The daguerreotype photo process is announced as a French Academy of Science. I think I know what that is. That's where
they used plates, didn't they?
Yeah, they used plates, and it was like not a negative, but it's where because Lauren did this in college, and she had to make something in college it was a technique, and you have to hang something up, and then take an alternate photograph of it.
Yeah.
A bit like if you think of the shroud, the shroud, that was basically like what it is.
Yeah.
If you look at the touring shroud, that's what the technique is. It's using sunlight to burn onto a cloth or whatever the case is, like etching today.
Yeah.
British forces capture Ardennes or Aden. Is it Aden?
Yeah.
Thomas Henderson measures the first stellar parallax Alpha Centauri. Yeah. You can actually see Alpha Centauri with the naked eye.
I think I saw it in Lost in Space, actually.
Danger, danger. Battle of danger, Mr. Captain. Uruguay, Chile defeats the Peru-Bolivian Confederation, leading to the restoration of independence of Peru.
Wow.
Peru doesn't like teddy bears, by the way. You know why, don't you?
He doesn't like teddy bears because they have their own.
No, that's where Paddington Bear comes from.
That's what I just said.
Makes these.
Frenchmen Pierre Michaud and Pierre Lallemand designed a velocipede bicyclette with a mechanical crank drive with pedals on an enlarged front wheel, which later becomes the penny farthing. Which, by the way, if you've never tried to ride one of those, I have. They're awful.
There is actually in London. There is actually a penny farthing tutorial club that you can actually ride round in London on a penny farthing, but you have to have an hour's worth of.
Oh, easy. They are not easy to ride.
The Darren type.
That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
The Battle of Uruguay.
We got that one.
Yeah.
Didn't we do a patent for a steam shovel?
Yeah, it's called a hot shovel with this baked in hot water and just clean out snow. I don't know. I've never seen it. The world's first commercial electric telegraph line comes into operation alongside the Great Western Railway in England, the GWR. The Great GWR. That's who we are.
Oh, LNW, it's because we've got so many in chat that we're way behind. And we're tallying up everybody so that we get the proper amount for responses, because whoever does the most posts, the top three get a coin. So we set a time limit, so it was 4 minutes and did a cutoff. We have to do that when we got so many that are doing it. Joey Chant, first tea from the leaves of indigenous plants of Assam, India, arrived in the United Kingdom. Would that be tea?
I think it was. I know a guy risked his own life to go to the certain mountains where tea leaves were grown in China. And because it was so sacred, he risked his life. And what he was trying to do is bring back soil samples so that they could grow tea here. Because the soil only grows in a certain perspective with tea. You know, Chinese tea, it's really sacred. You know, like the Japanese, they do all sorts of rituals with their tea. Earthquake in Martinique, is it? Destroys half of Port Royal. Okay,
it's Martinique, and yeah, that's Port Royal's gone. I mean, because of these earthquakes.
Still there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a pirate haven.
Yeah, it's just the other side because when the French took over like the Caribbean, Port Royal was more of a strategic land for the pirates.
Yeah.
And rather than kicking all the pirates out, the British decided to put a governor in there instead, and because it was just easier to trade, and it was a free port as well. So
yeah, it was a pretty rough place.
Yeah, but it had a lot of laws that everybody obeyed. You know, like unwritten rules. Baltimore City College, the third party of the high school in the United States, is established in Baltimore, Maryland. Deployment of the vulcanized rubber by development of the vulcanized rubber by Charles Goodyear.
Charles Goodyear discovered how to make rubber, but now it's vulcanized. So it's more durable and can be molded into tires and stuff. Yeah.
Well, he also invented the inner tube as well, which made the inflatables for the for bikes.
Yeah. Lord knows I changed enough of those.
18th American and Canada loggers clash. Oh, but that was bad in Aroostook. Is that right? Aroostook?
That's the Aroostook War, and it was nasty. If you really want to find out how big that was, just watch the video on YouTube called "The Log Drivers Waltz."
Okay.
And you'll understand that they were an interesting breed, the loggers, especially back then.
They were cut above the rest. They the loggers. I used to like watching X-Men.
X-Men? I watched them last night.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's cool. Do you know what? I reckon that's because the way they cut because it's so sustainable how they do it when they go round the mountains. They don't just take the whole chunk down. They take it in sections, so it gives it a chance to regrow again. Such a dangerous job as well. And that hooter guy is the most important. Boop, boop, boop. Whatever it is, I haven't watched it for a little while, but man, they
Do you know why they switched over to anthracite coal?
No.
It burns cleaner. It's a cleaner burning. It's better than the normal coal that they burnt before then.
Oh, okay. Is it because it's like and not just cleaner, obviously coal itself is very combustible if you kept it. It's the first coal to smelt iron. Manchunk, Pennsylvania, I guess.
Oh, that one we already got. First Henley Royal Regatta is held on the River Thames in England. Thames.
Thames.
Tracy's not around, so I can mispronounce all I want.
Is held on the River Thames in England. Henry Regatta. Now, I wonder if that is the tradition when a ship or a trade vessel comes in, and what happens is it's nothing to do with the royals. It's to do with what was then the governor or whatever, the mayor or whatever you want to call it. Back then, it probably is the mayor, but when the Thames comes, it has to be a trade vessel. When it comes in, it gets to a certain point, and they offload some alcohol to the mayor or to the governor, whoever's around at the time. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the oldest traditions in England on the Thames, as to let them go into port and say, like a thank you. So they give them a gift. It's like a gift, I think. I'm gonna have to check that out because I think that's kind of along the lines of what it is.
I've read that one already.
First tea from leaves of an indigenous plants of the Saturn.
Yeah, we had that one already.
The Battle of Young Guy, we've had that one as well.
Yeah.
September 18. Edgar Allan Poe publishes The Fall of the House of the Ulsa in Burton's Gentleman's Magazine.
The Fall of the House of Usher is a creepy story.
You read some Poe, haven't you, babe? Do you know what? I don't. Isn't he? He's not buried in England, is he? I think he's buried. Oh, Allan Poe.
I thought he was buried. I thought he was buried in England, wasn't he? Gonna have to look it up. Dr. John Conley abolishes the physical restraint of the insane in Middlesex County Asylum at Hanwell near London. You know, that's one of the things we haven't really touched on is the treatment of the insane during this period and before this was very bad. They essentially locked them up to die. It was just a terrible way they treated them. Binding them and treatments that were barbaric in today. Even at that time, it was bad.
No, Edgar Allan Poe his grave, right? His grave, if I remember right, is buried. He's actually buried on the side of a road. It's near a road, and I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. That's Poe, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's American. So there it is. Is
thank you. Lady Bravin says Poe's buried at Westminster Presbyterian Church in Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah. So he's because you can actually drive past his burial thing on the road. Because there's like a route round, and then
that one already. Oh, that's a good one for you.
Socialist activist Louis Auguste Baniquai and the socialites, the sessions begin in uprising against the government of France. The insurrection is suppressed by 50 people are killed and 19 wounded. So Augustus Baniquai and social sessions. So that's probably the Louis Augustus, yeah.
Society of Seasons, Society de Saison, yeah. Begins an uprising against the government of France. The insurrection is suppressed, but 50 people are killed and 19 wounded. They'll fight over anything.
They do. Patty Ferguson. Have I said hello to Patty? Sorry, Patty, if I didn't. I missed a round.
That's okay, Patty. I mean, if you go back into the chat afterward, there is so much information today, it will blow you away. And some really interesting stuff, too.
Henry Fox Talbot exhibits early photographs to the Royal Institution in the UK.
At the top here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, honey.
I got to open up a lint trap. Yay! It actually smells good, all the bounce sheets.
Louis Dedois receives a patent for his camera, commercially available by September. The price is 400 francs. I bet he's kicking himself now for that.
Yeah, no kidding.
The Emperor of the Sikh Sikh.
The Sikh Empire. Yeah.
The
Maharaja Ranjit Singh dies at 58. The Sikhs.
Yeah, I know the Sikh Empire.
The Sikhs were absolutely great soldiers for the British Empire.
Yeah. It's actually quite weird because we had Sikhs on one side of the road. We only had like 8 houses in our street, and we had Sikhs on one side, and we had Muslims on the other side. Right?
Yeah.
Individually, they were great people. We'd all play together. It was the parents. Nope, not a player then. Nope, not a player them. Nope, not a player. But when we all snuck out and played football or whatever with each other, it was fun. It was the parents who were pulling them apart, you know.
Oh yeah, the Anglo-Afghan War, Battle of Ghazni. The British forces capture the fortress city of Ghazni, Afghanistan. Back in Afghanistan again.
Yeah, it also. I mean, the British basically started Palestinians and the Israelis.
Oh, yeah.
George Cadbury was born. Yeah, he took over his father's chocolate business to build it in a major chocolate manufacturer in. I think it's Birmingham and Bristol. I think it was Cadbury's.
Cadbury's.
Check out Zoe's chocolate.
I have. Uh-oh, this thing's moving.
Every Monday, me and Zoe's doing a chocolate video kind of battle.
Why am I not surprised?
She does it better than me. I just do mine stupidly, and she does this way much better. She goes, "You won this one." I goes, "No, babe, you won that one." She's more like gracious with it, where I'm not.
Okay, we got that one.
This
one is different.
We haven't got that one yet. Detroit Boat Club forms and still exists. I missed around the Pose Boat Westminster. Why am I so slow on this chat here?
I don't know. Oh, Guatemala forms a republic in 1839.
Wow.
You know, it seems South America do a lot of that.
The first cut. Oh, we've had that one.
I was hoping you'd do that. The first Carlist War, Spain ends with the Convenio de Vergara, also known as the Abrazo de Vergara, the Embrace of Vergara, Vergara in Basque. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. It's like Greta Thunberg going blah, blah, blah.
That's like doing speech exercises. What the heck? Okay, did that one already. Oh, that's different. Try that one.
Okay, Battle of Kowloon. The British vessels opened fire on the Chinese war junks, enforcing a food sales embargo on the British community in China in the first armed conflict of the First Opium War.
Cool.
Kowloon. Hawaiian Declaration of Rights is signed. That's pretty cool.
Okay, got that one already. Ah, here we go. John D. Rockefeller, that's the senior, not junior, American oil magnate and philanthropist, was born in Richmond, New York in 1839.
How is the little one, Dimebag? David Carlisle. I love coming to these streams because it gives me speech therapy.
It does me too.
25 Seminoles, is that right? and
No,
black.
February 25th, Seminoles and Black Allies shipped from Tampa Bay, Florida to the west. The Seminole Indians were in Florida.
Oh, okay. So
Now imagine they were dumped there. It's not nice. They were with gators and snakes and stuff. It was an ugly place to be.
Well, it's not a very. I mean, nothing against Florida, but nothing really. It's not exactly like right up in the lovely kind of marsh fields of what would we just say, Iowa and all them sort of places where everything flourished. Florida's not really a flourishing thing because it's a little bit seawater, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh my word. Emia Adabalaka, Blakadada. Hang on. Ablakada declares the jihad against the French. Go on, you. He's getting me back for the battleship.
I'll take the next one. Virginia Military Institute is founded in Lexington, Virginia. Thank you. Oh, that was great, James.
The first Grand National steeplechase at Aintree Racecourse, Liverpool. Jerry Mason wins aboard the 15th 5-to-1 favourite lottery. Yeah, I remember. Obviously, the Grand National is the only race in England where children is allowed to bet. 17 June 1839, King of Hawaii, Kamehameha.
King Kamehameha.
I know him. Yeah, he's got
You know him personally?
No. He's got a certain beard. The third issue's edict of toleration, which gives Roman Catholics freedom to worship in the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, he has a certain shaped beard. It was called something. Sheldon was telling me it's actually called.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Giuseppe Verdi's first opera. Oh, I love Verdi's stuff. Operas, Ontario, Conte di San Bonifico opens in Milan, and one of my favorite pieces of two of my favorite pieces of Giuseppe's Verdi's works is the drinking song, and the Victoria March. Victorious marches.
The drinking song is all wrong because if you ever try drinking and dance to that, you get sick.
The Victory March, you would know that one if you heard it.
The Prussian government limits work week for children to 51 hours. 51-hour work weeks for babies, right? Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
We put down to 12 before them. They're still on 51.
Anybody want to go back to the good old days?
The Distasha cyclone, hits India with terrible winds and giant 40-foot storm surge, wiping out the port city of Coringa. 300,000 people die. Oh my word!
Absolutely floors me to see how many people die in those days, and they didn't have the resources we have now.
Yeah, exactly, Lady Brown. 51 hours, and we literally a couple of years prior to this, in the last stream, the English patented it to 12 hours a day.
Yeah, 12 hours a day. I know. Like what the? But I don't want to work 37 hours a week.
All right, go back to working 12 hours a day when
you're 40 years of age. You need to.
The American Statistics Association is founded in Boston, Massachusetts. That's a funny old word, isn't it? Massachusetts. Who come up with that?
I love this. I love the way Lady Bravin is. I don't know what Bravin or Braven. Don't knock on the door and run in the UK. The Metropolitan Police Act of 1839 outlines that this childhood game is illegal. Maximum penalty is £500 if you're caught.
Okay, you know what the game was, didn't you?
You knock on the door and run. Sometimes you leave a burning bag.
Of
Doo-doo.
there was also another illegal game as well that you weren't allowed to do, and that's called penny chuck. Never heard of penny chuck? What penny chuck is basically, if say like it's like 8 of you coming out of work, and you have like your old pennies, and you'd flick them up in the air, and then whoever lands on the Queen Victoria facing upwards would win that amount of that amount of pennies. Anyone's face down would lose. So what would happen is they would all flick them, and everybody would dive in, and they'd all end up having fights. But that was also against the law because it's classed as gambling and illegal gambling.
See, we didn't do that. For our penny flick game, we'd walk down the street and we see the prostitutes, and we flick pennies at them. I'm serious. That's what we did as kids.
We didn't do buy one get one free then.
What?
On a penny.
I know, it's terrible. Oh, the things that we did.
You get a better one for a penny farthing.
Oh yeah, penny farthing would hurt.
Here's your bike. Oh man. The first recorded of use of OK or all correct in Boston Morning Post. All correct. Didn't know that. Here you go, you got that one. Hyneola was granted town rights of Tsar Nicholas I. Have I pronounced that correctly? The first state normal school in US opens in Massachusetts with 3 students. Wow.
Oh, this is a great one. In the United States, in 1839, the first state law permitting women to own property is passed in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh yeah, Mississippi, I guess. Yeah. So the thing is, I'm not sure what state that would be in. I can't think what state that was in. Oh, what state was it in? I'm pretty sure someone would because that means they must have been behind then because oh man, I have to think about it in a minute.
I'd like someone to look up the Chartist riots. This is the second or third time I've heard about these Chartists.
The Chartist.
A Chartist. I've never heard of them. Well, I've heard of them before, but I'm not sure exactly what they stood for. Braven. Thank you. Braven. Lady Braven. See, at least I could say that. When people try to say the numismaniac, I get num and numismatic and whatever the heck they try to say. Pneumatic or
Numismatics.
It's numismaniac.
Yeah, numismaniac. Yeah.
Means crazy for coins.
Newport Rising. The Newport Rising was a large-scale armed protest in Great Britain. The Chartist riots.
I think we did that one.
It's basically like they would call anybody, anybody's got a label. The Chartist riots saw themselves as fighting against political corruption and democracy in an industrial society it's a bit like what I was talking about a few weeks ago with the I started with begin with Al, and they, every sort of organisations has a label, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And they were against like the agricultural side of things, the political and democracy and stuff like that.
Right.
These are more industrial, economic reasons, obviously opposing wage cuts and unemployment, things like that,
Very cool.
This
This is the British captured Hong Kong from China in 1839. They held on to it for 150 years.
Yeah.
Turning Hong Kong over to China here.
In what year?
Would have been, what was that? Just 150 years? 1939? 1989.
1989, but it was actually 1997 when they sent it over.
But they finally settled it. So it was over 150 years.
Yeah, it was 1997 when they handed it back to China, but they still carried on with the dual political side of things where not so long ago, if going back in 2020, they had that riot where China was going to put Hong Kong as communist, not as a democratic state of China, and they wanted to go back to under British rule. And that's why the students rioted, because they had freedom to learn, to travel, and all that sort of stuff. Where under communism, you're not allowed to do that. Everybody's got to be equal. Oh my word! Have I got? Is that my one? Is it?
It looks like James has put everything all together because we covered Goodyear vulcanizing.
Emperor Ming Mang
Michael Faraday.
Vietnam to damn Michael Faraday published an experimental research as electricity, clarifying the true nature of electric. Charles Goodyear.
He's like boom, 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 boom.
He's put the whole 8.
He wants to make sure that he's got as much in there as he can. Okay, well, we'll give Farrap a chance. We're getting close to the wire here. Cherokee Nation unites and ratifies Constitution at Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Okay.
That's obviously got to be in.
I've seen that one already.
That's the Oklahoma's that Tahlequah has got to be some kind of traditional name for Indian territory, I should imagine.
I would think so too. Wow. Valley Falls Company, as predecessor of Berkshire Hathaway, a conglomerate and holdings business in the United States, was founded in Rhode Island. I've never heard of them. This looks familiar. Henley Royal Brigada. The Great Fire in New York. That one's new. September 1839. There was a Great Fire in New York. Well, that wasn't the cow kicking the... I believe that was Chicago. Chattanooga, Tennessee is incorporated as a town. I can guarantee you Chattanooga is not a town anymore. And Galveston, Texas is incorporated. Wow. These guys must have... This is way more than Wikipedia's got on it. Okay, already seen this one. There's a new one. Holy cow. Oh, great. I've actually got some Canadian stuff here. Yahoo! 11th September 1839. First Canadian track and field meet is held at Care Howell Grounds, wherever the heck that is. Probably in Toronto. Yeah, I know. We had enough of the moon. A 2-day storm off the Irish English coast. Oh no, they already did that one too. Now he did. There it is again. See that? The big wind keeps blowing.
Yeah.
First river in Netherlands opens in Amsterdam. Okay, Ferrup's on there. Nope. See, already got this one here. Mejid succeeds Muhammad II as Sultan of Turkey. That sounds different. Nope. See, look at it. Then it did it again. Look, it's right there.
Yeah.
And look, there's the big wind again. And there's Charles Goodware again. And we're repeating now. Oh, here we got something new. 1839 British Association expedition to Antarctica. Ships Erebus and Terror set sail from England to attempt to locate the magnetic South Pole.
The second country to go to the South Pole. I think the Dutch was the first ones to go, and I think we've got their second. Slaves aboard the Spanish schooner Amistad revolt to secure their freedom while being transported from the Cuban port to another.
Good grief. Yeah, it did take a while. And there's the one about Port Royal again. And there's the one about the anthracite again. And what do we got? Robert Coin says July 33rd, first state normal school in U.S. in Lexington, Massachusetts, with 3 students. Can you even call that a school?
Yeah, I read that one out earlier.
Oh, that's so okay. That's a repeat too. Okay.
Yeah. Charles, that's a new one. British troops under General Charles Napier occupied Beirut.
Lucky them.
Should have held on to it.
There's Aiden again. And there's my stop. Done. Done. Now I get to tally.
I do my tallying tomorrow. Man, I was up all night, so ill. Oh, man.
Wow. Okay. Top 3. James D with 93 entries. Thank you. Man, that was awesome. Robert's Coins, 77. Again, keeping in mind, we did not count the ones that were duplicates. And Ferret 45 was 63. Honorable mention, EAC 15, 20, 25, 26. And Lady Bravin with 13. Patty Ferguson with 7. And Heath Dottie has 2. And LNW with 1. Wow. It's like, oh, wow. That was one of the best ones we've had so far.
So how many entries is that altogether?
You want me to start adding them? You can forget that, man.
I'm just getting you back for the tongue twisters you made.
I'm not. I've seen your tally sheets. So I'm going to do James D first out of the magic bucket here. That's my bucket list. And we're going to do a really good mix up there.
They were all proof coins. Now they're like dented.
And oh, look at that! He's got that's 2021 right out of the roll.
Oh,
Looney.
They are beautiful. I'm
so
still
James gets that.
Me.
Nothing like a fresh one, all ready to go. So James gets that one. And the next one is Robert. Put my lid on there. I kind of like doing that way. Okay. And oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, you got a 1932 Canadian 1 cent.
Lovely.
That's a sweet deal. Thanks to Dimebag. That's a nice one.
That's a really, really lovely coin.
And Ferret, you're gonna get lumped out of the bucket. Oh, he gets a small bus, 1973 Canadian Mountie quarter.
Oh, fantastic. Those coins are really cool.
It's too bad it wasn't a large bust, but hey, small bust is better than no bust.
Yeah.
Wonderful, guys. That was really a good session. And now we can swing over to banter. Anybody
Yay!
Friendly banter. There we go.
Guess what I done a review on, which is coming up very soon. I forgot to show you this the other night, actually.
What do you got?
It's in my World Coin bucket.
Oh, that looks familiar. That looks familiar.
That's the maple leaf.
Yep.
Dove Peacekeeper.
Nice. Nice and shiny.
150 of Canadian independence piece.
Yep.
Absolutely. I thought, wow, that's a nice looking coin. Because at first, because it was, where's my coin jar? My coin jar's just about here. It was just there. My coin jar. I bet Zoe's moved it.
Yeah, everybody did bloody good today. Wow. I learned an awful lot of history today. Stuff that, you know, I normal stuff I routine, but some of the things I've learned, holy cow.
Do you know what? I actually go back and look at some of the stuff, or even if it's really interesting, I'll watch a video on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw this coin here, I don't know if anybody's actually seen this coin, but it's at first I thought that's a nice foreign coin. Well, you know, world coin. And at first glance, I thought it might have been another. I can't remember what come off today on my channel. Because I'm so far ahead, I can't remember what actually came up today. A Timor Leste coin. No, not that one. Sorry. A Solomon Islands coin, because that's what first, when it was in the pilot, that is what it first looked like. You know, like the fish.
Right.
Because it was stuck. And I thought, that's nice. I'd do another Solomon Islands coin because they're pretty cool. And I turned it around and thought, oh, Canadian. And I went like, oh, it's Canada. I thought that's pretty cool. I thought I'd do that one because I don't really get to do much Canadian stuff, you know.
Well, we're trying to change that for you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do, and I appreciate it. And I've got the package coming up, and looking through one of my cases today, I have actually had two 1973. Zoe's got the other one somewhere. Zoe's got the other one over there because she wanted the other set, so I got my 1973 coin out. So that's what.
Oh, nice.
And this coin here, you believe how much that coin is worth? It's just 3 pence.
You want me to guess?
Yeah.
What's the composition?
Oh, it's just bronze. It's only bronze.
Okay. I'll say. And what's the face value?
2 pence.
Okay, I'm going to say £1.
Yeah, this is just. Oh my god, this phone.
Holy mackerel! Was I off?
That's if anybody wants to pay that much, of course. But yeah, it's.
Yeah, I saw Heath Dottie's adventures. I saw you got 4, but if they're duplicates, I don't count them. So whoever gives the information first, they're the ones that get credit for it. So, and there were a lot of duplicate answers. That's why it takes a little time to go through it. And I think with the popularity of the channel, I think we're going to start looking at like doing a 3-minute stint all out. And then review the chat afterwards, because it takes us almost a half an hour or more for each year to go through them all.
I mean, it's you can tell things are growing and progressing because you've never done a
one
3 hour
before that.
stream.
It's got me going way back here. One before that.
You take care, James D. And
yeah, always a pleasure.
But yeah, so that's the coins I want to do next. So I thought I had done a 1973, and I thought I'll put out my set, find a set to do a review on, like the coin itself. And I had 2. Hang on a second.
Okay, you're saying mine is capped, but still not working. They pronounce it the way they see it. Not sure what you're trying to say.
So there's 1.
Oh, here it is.
And there's 2.
My last name gets butchered bad. It's
Oh.
Bear with me. He's got me trying to pronounce the name. Dottie, not Dottie. Doty. Just putting that out there. Doty. Keith Doty's Adventures. I know. I this. What is the square one?
Oh, that is a brass. These tokens, yeah, can go up to about £5 or £6 each, because people use these to break into sets and make sets up. So I got 2 1973 sets.
Really?
Yeah.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
All right, Lolly.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe. So there they are.
That's very nice. That is really a nice set.
My coin set again.
See that? You play with my coin set again.
Don't do that. You've knocked it.
I haven't.
They're delicate.
Oh, I love this. You're getting that. Are you going to hit him?
Roasted. Right, you're going to say sorry to me?
No.
Right, I'm going to show him that picture.
Hey.
The picture.
Oh, I know.
You're going to say sorry then?
Tracy denies.
Sorry.
She denies collecting coins. You're lucky.
Sorry.
I say my Tracy denies being a coin collector. But I found her stash. It's huge.
I did that with that one over there, right? I think I was doing a live stream, and it was probably about 4/5 one in, whatever. And you can probably see it. She comes in, she goes with this big bag of coins, and I goes, "What's that?" Because, "Oh, thanks, baby." No, she's they're mine. I went, "What do you mean they're yours?" Because that's what I've been collecting. She's like, she's a secret collector, I tell you.
I know. And they get angry when we're looking at the change when we go through the till.
Yeah, they go mental. They go absolutely. It's like Zoe came in the other day and she goes, "I got what?" She goes, she's got a coin, right? And I think it's the Battle of Hastings coin. And she goes, I put it in my collection. She goes, no, that's mine. That is mine. Hey, he's dropped something.
No, it's my tower. My tower slipped down.
Oops.
That's weird.
It's not his tower. It's his coat. It's his Your face is priceless. I'm going to take a picture of that. You go.
It's like.
That's his periscope.
Really?
What time is it here? I've lost track. I
Um,
got to check the timing here.
You've gone 3 hours, 15 minutes, 16 minutes. I've never seen you stream that long.
Yeah, this is quite a while. I got to make dinner. Oh yes, because I'm retired, I do make dinner. Even though
I'll
once
tell
in
you
a
what you should do. Skipper should show you how he does his cooking. It is magical.
I could do a live feed on cooking. I could do a live feed on cooking.
You
Easy.
can cook very well, especially when you've done that oxtail.
Oh now you're making me hungry. For those that it sounds gross, we call them button bones here. That way my kids will eat them, and when they ate them, they went, "Oh, Dad, they're so good." Yeah, they're oxtails. What? Once you get it in their mouth, they're fine.
It's just getting past that initial from fork to mouth.
Yeah, I have to make up a big feed of corned beef and cabbage with boiled potatoes and mustard.
I got the here, by the way. And I'm going to get soap for Dime Bag. I'm going to get something for obviously a few other people. Jason, because he's been really, really cool to me. So there is other bits in there for you, by the way.
Oh, awesome, man! Thank you.
No, thank you. And a few other things are going out to some great friends as well. So
yeah, I look forward to the end of the month when I can send all this stuff out. You'll be. I think you'll be happy this month.
Oh man, you don't have to do it. Oh,
hey,
just your friendship.
You know what? Hey, we're supporting each other's channel. What the heck, you know?
I love it,
and I'm getting hungry. My stomach's going. Stop talking.
Well,
but I can lose weight.
You go back and cook it with oxtail again and gain more.
Oh gosh.
But
yeah.
Just think that your cooking is going to a good home. It's going to your sacred temple, and it's making you feel fulfilled. That's why I look at food anyway.
I'm kind of in the mood of having steak and kidney pie too. Would be good too.
Oh man, why do you say that? Now you're making me hungry now. That's my favourite. Dave, you just said steak and kidney pie, or steak and kidney is my favourite. Now you think I'll be probably frightened of kidneys, won't you?
Yeah. All you folks that are leaving the channel, thank you very much for stopping by. We had a lot of fun today. If you get a chance, swing by any of the other folks that happen to be on. But myself, I would join you, but I'm hungry.
I got to answer all my comments. Where I've been, because I had my 4th COVID vaccine, and it's kind of hit me slowly. And last night, I was just up most of the night, I'm not going to be on. I'm not going to be vulgar or anything, but it was a bad night. And so again, I had to go out for my physio. My physio appointment was at 5. Didn't get to see the physio, not the physio, or what do you call it, the blinking pain therapist until 6. Then I went round to my sister's after that, and then obviously come back in. I didn't realise you were streaming at 8 o'clock my time, but obviously the hours have changed, doesn't it? It's gone.
Well, we're on daylight savings time now.
Yeah, so now you're an hour forward. So
yeah, an hour forward.
8 o'clock now. So that kind of and so he goes. Numismatics on or going on and half, and I went, what? I guess is that the time? Is it 8:30 then? She went, no, it's only 7:30. I went, Oh crap! My battery's dying. I better tell him something and say I'll be there as soon as I can.
Oh my gosh.
When you leave here, can you stay on just 2 minutes, please?
Yeah, sure.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. I don't want to keep you too long because obviously you need to do stuff. But yeah, it's great to see Lady Braven and
He's Doty's Adventures.
sorry, and EAC and Papa G, James D, Robert's Coins Adventures, coining around, and
I saw Tupac sneak in here too, and Darren, and it was really a good day.
I managed to grab hold of
David Carlisle. There he is. There,
oh,
David.
Carlisle. David's not here though, is he?
Lady Braven. Oh my gosh, so many.
I like Lady Braven's channel. I mean, especially does the gaming.
Yeah, I think most of us have learned more about history in the last little while than we've had in years.
Buffalo chicken vegetable stew. What's that? Is that like buffalo meat and chicken?
Well, I would think buffalo chicken would be a little bit. The buffalo chicken tends to be a little spicy.
Okay.
So I could see a buffalo chicken stew would be a little bit spicier version than the normal.
I mean, this is, if anybody has never seen my cooking, this is my cooking. Ready? This is my cooking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Custard on meat.
And you had put it in the oven. That's a shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
No, it's the trifle that
Yep, you're doing me in, buddy. If I don't get her cooking soon, I'm not gonna have it. So, and I don't want to end up with something frozen.
What, thrown at you?
Not thrown at me. Should like a TV dinner or some damn thing, or ordering in. I've ordered in enough. Even though Mary Brown's fried chicken would be good.
Shepherd's pie curries, normal roast dinners and stuff like that. And
I can handle mild curry, but after eating my mother-in-law's cooking, I got to be careful because she goes curry insane, like inferno insane, and she used to throw mint on her potatoes and stuff, and I try to adjust to the British style of eating, including mushy peas, which by the way I hate.
Oh, I can't stand mushy peas.
Mushy peas to me taste like just mushed up peas and baking soda. It's just like what it's yuck.
I never understood why mushy peas. I don't understand.
Yeah, they seem to be really popular with fish and chips.
Mash and peas, faggots and mashed potato and mushy peas is popular.
Yeah.
I'd rather have peas and carrots, faggots and mash. But I never understood why fish and chips and mushy peas. It's just like one combination doesn't go with it.
No, I don't like it.
And it goes so dry, it looks like concrete. You can build houses with it. To me, anyway, it's just green concrete. It's gross.
Oh, I'm just reading what Heath Doty's Adventures is saying about her, how they do the stew.
Oh,
Buffalo chicken stew. Cool. Anyway, folks, I'm going to sign off. I'll talk to you for a couple minutes before the thing. And thank you for stopping in. And don't forget to visit this guy. It's coming up. It's just tomorrow. Yeah, Battle Chat. I'll see you there.
Win some cash prizes.
You got her, bud. Take care, folks.
Take care, everybody. Wave you up to have a safe day. Hopefully, see you tomorrow.